Yo, what is up, people? What is up? Welcome to the O.O.C. Got my boy Roberto in the house. What's up, Roberto? Talk to the people, sir.
What's good, peeps? We're back.
Can't be calling out cricket crew anymore, bro, because you did a show. So what you
Yes, I
saying?
did. But you know what? Once you start something and build momentum, you got to roll with it. So I got to shout out and send some love to my cricket crew.
It's all good, bro. I like the name. Keep the name. Crooked
Thank
Crew.
you.
What up, Drop Shop? What's going on? Matt's Mama Bear's in the house. Commander
Much
Dad is in
love.
the house. G Major, what's up, man? How you guys doing? Glad you guys popped in for this O.O.C. And you may be looking at the show and you're like, wait a minute. It's only Roberto and Nzo here today. We're going to
Isn't
get
that how
into
it
that.
started?
That is how it started. And we're going to get into that, right? We're going to get into some of the things that have been changing, and I'm going to discuss it all. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Um, so
Because you
as you know,
guys is our fam. We got to keep fam up to date.
and how we do, we always keep it real, right? So we're going
Hmm.
to keep it real for real on the show today. Um, it all started off basically, Gaishka was on the show, right? Josh was on the show. This show was really meant for me and Roberto, right? This is what it was. I brought in people. You go back to the channel, you'll see the first 7 shows. It's just me and my boy over here, right? So I brought in people to come in and join us the panel. Guys asked to come on. I let him on, no problem, right? My thing is he's been around on every single thing that we have done, all the shows. And for me, YouTube is my getaway from my real life, right? That's what it is. It's straight up. It's my getaway from my real life. There's a lot of issues that go on in people's life, in my life in general. Even though you come on here, see me happy and shit, it's not always fucking roses. You know what I mean? So what was going on is my real life was mixing with my YouTube life, right? And at one point, I was upset about it and I mentioned it, but I took a week off. I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm doing going overboard. Maybe I'm being paranoid. Maybe I'm being this. So I decided to give it a chance because that's what I do, right? But it was just mixing, right? There's other things too. I'm not gonna get into that because I ain't here to trash nobody or nothing like that. But the main reason was my real life was mixing in with my YouTube life. And
Hmm.
that was becoming an issue for me, right? It really was because I couldn't get away from my real life. Roberto's my boy, he's from my real life, but he's not everywhere I am. Like he's not everywhere I am, right? And even if he did YouTube a little bit more service, he would have branched out, did his own thing, whatever. We do our shows, but most of the shows that I would do, he wouldn't be on, right?
Unless I get an invite or something.
Yeah, you would get an invite for sure, but it's not like you would be there every time. You know what I
No, no,
mean?
no.
Like I do, like
You work hard. You work hard.
I do a lot of YouTube. Like no
Yeah,
word
man.
of a lie, I do a lot of YouTube. So when everything I do has my real life into it, then I can't get away from my real life, and that's what YouTube was for me. You know what I mean? It's straight up. I like coming on here, chilling with people. I like meeting new people. I like branching out, which is something that I have done as well, right? I branch out from what I do. You know what I mean? MSK reached out to me, but I branched out, went to his show. Then I started hanging with Ashley, started hanging with Yello Does It, Lunga, all these people. So I'm just branching out and doing other things. I'm not just doing the things with the people that I started with, right? And I think that we all should kind of do something like that because we're all trying to build. Look, let me be real here, right? And I've always said that to come on YouTube was a hobby for me. It's fun to do it. I love it. I never did it for money. I never did it for subscribers. I never did it to be monetized. But it happened. And then when it happened, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try and build something, right?
Why not?
But then I seen what Abba and Preach and Fresh and Fit, what those guys do, what their channels do. And I'm striving for that now. Like that is my mission, right? I want to get to a level to where I get noticed. Like, listen, look, I'm gonna be real, right? Right now we have 10 people watching. There are 10 people watching. All the people that we have watching are other YouTubers. I'm gonna be straight up real. So there's Ashley, there's K-Dots, there's sometimes the people in the same on the stream are in the YouTube, right? So the numbers look like we have like 14, 15 people, but really 10 of them are YouTubers. I want to branch out to more people. I want to be seen for more people, right? And my thing is, I'm always trying to, yes, I can send you the link for that. Not a problem. Got
Yes.
something to get off your chest? No problem. We're going to do like maybe an hour, just me and Roberto, and then the second hour, I'll bring you in. No problem, right? So I'm like, lost my train of thought, but yeah, I'm trying to build
I'm
something.
talking
Right?
where you're going, what you're going with this.
Right, right. Trying to build something, right? And I'm looking at these things and I'm like, well, I may not have that it factor. I may not have the it factor to get to where these guys were, right? I understand that, but I'm gonna damn well try. So now with Josh was the chat, right? I would be in a YouTube chat, and if we had a great show, Roberto can test to this. If we had a great show, I'd be like, "Yo, guys, that show was fire! Boom, boom, boom." But when we have a bad show, I call that out too, right? And I thought that the show we had last week wasn't great. I didn't say it was a bad show; it just wasn't great. So I had said that, but the week before that, the show we had before that, I think that was the first show without Geishkar. That show was bad. Like that show was really bad. And I said it in the chat, and Josh even agreed with me in the chat. So next week, I said the same thing. I'm like, yo, man, and this was after seeing the numbers that all these other channels are going out. It's like, yo, bro, like, show wasn't good, you know? I also seen a comment that triggered me where someone said that the show wasn't the same without Geishka. And no disrespect to Geishka, but this show has not been about Josh and Geishka. They were here as our guests. This show was about me and Roberto. Like if you go watch the shows, I always say my co-host Roberto. Never called anybody else my co-host. I said Roberto. I started this with him. This was our thing, right? So for me, I'm like, the show wasn't that good, man. I'm like, bro. So he's like, oh, you're messaging about the comment, blah blah blah, and it was someone who watches us. Like it's not like just some random dude. It was a dude who watches the show all the time, right? So he's like, oh, you message about the dude, blah 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 blah, and then he's like, this is getting old, and I got pissed. I won't lie. Roberto said I was a little harsh. Okay, I get it. Maybe I was,
I
but
stood back and watched because that's my ego being chilled, yo.
right? But Roberto, let me ask you a question though. Didn't you think kind of the same thing when I you seen the comment? Like what do you mean?
Well, I saw a little confusion, and I could, like I said, I could see why you reacted the way you did, but there was confusion in the content.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of confused too, because at the same time, when I saw that thing you posted, oh, we're not doing that. We're doing, okay, now I can swear and shit. When I saw that shit,
Yeah, you can swear.
uh, when I saw that shit that he sent about what you said about the show ain't the same without Geiskar, I was like, who's he? That's one person. I don't know how one person could make us want to say, hey, we got to change up. We got to do this. All I said in my head is, I always told you you take lead because I came into this, you were already in it. Who am I to say anything? I can only make suggestions, right? But
And you
you,
see,
you and I
before
started this.
yeah,
What?
just hold that thought for a second. And you see, that's too also where I was wrong. Because as you being my co-host, I shouldn't be making decisions on my own. I should be like, Roberto, this is how we should do it, or what do you think of this and that? So I should have included you because even when not just those guys, but even when I brought on other guests, it was never like to say, oh, Roberto, what do you think about bringing on this guest? I would just do it. And that's my mistake.
And I'm a little shocked that I wasn't offended by that. But at the same time, I'm happy I wasn't because that's just luggage I don't need to carry, man.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So
But at the end of the day, we're a team, right? So I
mhm,
should discuss those things
it's
with
all
you.
good.
Absolutely, right?
And we
100%.
share this with our people. This ain't no backstage stuff. We're saying this right up front, right here. Hold on a minute. I'll be
Yeah,
right
no
back.
problem. And that's why I say we try to keep it real as possible, man. This is how we do it, man. Keep it real. Whether it looks bad on us because we are humans, we make mistakes. I have no issues or no hatred for any of those dudes, none whatsoever. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to build a brand, man, for real. Like, I'm trying to build a brand. I'm trying to build this up to something more than it is right now, right? Especially when I'm watching people follow people who aren't real to their game, man. Like, the the fresh and fit shit is absolutely amazing. They're getting called out. Like, literally, I watched a video, okay? And I don't want to really get into all of their shit right now because you guys know that I'm doing my stuff, right? On them, right? Not trying to trash or anything. But they literally did a video talking about how the man kicked in the door and he broke down our door. The guy played his video and the door was open, bro. This is what I'm saying. These guys are blatantly lying. I don't lie to you guys. You know what I mean? I may not agree with everything. You guys may not agree with anything I do, but I do not lie to you guys, man. And that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, I'm watching these guys who have no fucking integrity getting 400,000 subscribers. And to me and Roberto, who are trying to keep it real, trying to show integrity, we're not up there yet, right? It takes a long time. I get it.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say because I don't know the time flow to this.
they were, yes, less than a year, bro.
But you know what? In all honesty, Anzo, it's kind of like what I've been saying for a long time. Like good is taking a backseat to evil.
Right.
Bullshit's taking a front seat to truth. If you come out talking stupidness and enough people like that stupidness, they're gonna roll with it. When you talk the
Hmm.
truth, it offends some people and it doesn't touch some people in the right way and blah blah blah. And I don't give a shit
Hmm.
because I'm not trying to reach those people. I'm trying to reach people like you and I so we
Right.
could share shit and know that we're not alone.
Right.
That's what this world is coming down to. Because almost once a week, I have a conversation how I have to talk about how I have to censor what I say. Why the fuck all of a sudden I got to censor what I say? I don't think my dad did, my dad's dad, my dad's dad's dad. I don't think any generation really had to censor what they say, but now we got to censor everything we say. You tell somebody you don't agree with them, they don't like you. Like, what the fuck? You can't have an argument anymore?
That's exactly it, bro. And this is what I'm saying. The people that these guys are breeding are people like them, right? Like, you literally lying to people that you're fucking following, right? Or that are following you when you have other channels who are
Sorry,
kind of,
didn't mean to laugh. I just saw a
oh,
saggy road.
no, I didn't lie to you. No, I didn't lie to you. I said that we were gonna do an hour and then I'm gonna bring you in. Don't worry, you're coming in, Sagi. You coming in. But my thing is, like, you know what I mean? We try to keep it as real as possible. Maybe it's YouTube as well, where we're not getting put out there or not, right? Because we're not getting the engagements. People aren't, but YouTube's not like sending out the algorithm stuff, whatever that is. We're not being seen by a lot of people and stuff like that. That's okay. I maybe one day we will. One day we'll do a show that blows up. I get it. Sometimes it just takes one, right? I completely understand that. But my point is, when I'm sitting here and I'm saying, okay, listen, as a producer of a show, right? You got to call out the good and the bad. And that's what I do. It was nothing personal to Roberto, was nothing personal to Josh or Gaishka, whoever was there when I say that the show was bad. Because when I say that, I am including myself as well. I am not fucking saying, you guys, the show was bad. It's your fault. No, it's my fault as well that the
Hold
show
on.
was bad.
We're doing the show over a year now.
Yes.
You don't think in a year's time that I said that show wasn't shit hot?
Yo,
I
absolutely.
wasn't feeling that show.
100%. I
It's
can see
it's
on
gonna
your
happen.
face. I can
Yeah,
see on your face when you're not feeling the show, bro.
and maybe that's something I got to control. But then again, I don't want to control it because I want to be real.
Exactly. And you shouldn't have to control it because you are my co-host, right? So at the end of the day, if you see it's bad, I see it's bad as well. You know what I mean? Like, you say, yo, Ford, that show wasn't good. You're right. Absolutely. So we got to do better. So we are trying to do things to get better. This is what it is. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. If people can't understand that, more power to you. What happened was, after I said that, to go back to what I said, after he said that, I was like, yo, bro, like, listen, man, I'm trying to build this thing, blah, 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 blah. And I basically said, if you don't want to be on the show, you don't have to be there, man. You know what I mean? He said, okay, well, I'm going in different directions, anyways. No problem. More power to you. Blessed. Go on. Right. But now, and I don't know, I'm going to keep it real, anyways. Roberto told me that he ended up reaching out to Josh and he gave him a whole speech. And Josh was just like, yeah, thank you. So that went to show me that maybe there was a little bit something more there that I didn't know about or Roberto didn't know about. I don't know what it was. Maybe he didn't like that we were ragging on him sometimes. But shit, Roberto rags on me. I rag on Roberto. I only rag on people that I like. If you're my friend, then I'm going to rag on you. You know what I
But
mean?
don't we say we don't take this shit personal? We always say it. So if you want to be a hypocrite and take it personal, that's fine. Because even when we're backstage, we even, apologies. If
Right,
anything was said in offense, I
right,
apologize. If you feel that I'm demeaning you or demoralizing you, I'll stop. It's just part of the show. And I'm not here as a bully. He's
right.
American. We're Canadian. We throw that humor in there. And we've been doing that for the longest time. So if he has other ambitions, I wish him the very best. I really like Josh. He's funny. Doesn't need to be so serious, though. I think he should go more the comical side, making them kind of song videos and stuff like that. I wish you the best, brother.
Absolutely. And we're not here to tell anybody how to do their content. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Go do your thing, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You understand? But at the end of the day, like if you're on the show, you wanted to be on the show, sometimes you got to take the criticism that I put out there. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm just going to feel like the show wasn't good enough and we got to get better. Why are we doing this if we're not trying to get better? We're trying to help people, and I get it. I have 20 people in here right now, but we're not reaching people that we could be reaching. You know what
Well,
I
look at it
mean?
like
Like
this. Look at
more
it like
people.
this with sports, Anzo. Okay.
Mhm.
If you can't take the criticism, then you shouldn't be playing competitive. We're
Right,
trying to be competitive right now. If you
right,
want to just have fun, then go interleague and have fun and do whatever you want to do. And no one will tell you different, but don't criticize the league.
right,
Because, like I explained to my daughter when she was playing competition soccer, she's like, Dad, the coach is always on us. He's so hard. The people we're playing against, they're so rough. And I'm going, but you're playing the best of the best. The coach sees skills in you that you don't see. If you can handle it, you can always go play over there. No pressure.
right.
But while
Absolutely.
you're leaving, don't leave no garbage. Don't talk no garbage. Don't put nothing down because, it's all made by decision. No one was kicked off the show.
Right, exactly. And the thing, what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, right? Like, I'm trying to get better, man. Like I said many times, I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to get out there. I'm trying to put out good content for people. Like you guys, if you go back and watch the first video that me and Roberto did, I can barely watch it because my camera is so bad and so fucking garbage, right? It's like, it's hard to watch like that. So you go through the shows and you will see the progression of the production that I've been trying to do, right?
So
Well,
a lot of the commentary hasn't been there in the beginning. I could see by what I'm reading
what do you mean?
because they're not, they can't comprehend. It's just going to be me and you. Like, what about the other two? Like, but this is how the show started, and this is
Exactly.
how the show grew,
Right.
and this is how we met Caleb and Flash and Mad's Mama Bear and some of the people who's been supporting us from the very get go. So for those of you who are new, we appreciate you being here. But this is how the show originally started. And to be honest, I wasn't too keen on having other people coming on. Yes, yeah, no problem. But once you start taking on too many people, there's too many opinions, and right now it's very hard to manage like that. A lot of people like to go solo because there's always conflict.
Right. And
That's
this
why
is
I'm letting you take the lead.
T1000.
'Cause
What's up, man? Glad you can make it. And that's
what I,
exactly what you were saying, right? Like this show was started by between me and you. That's how it should have been. So, guys, if you're like, oh, what about everybody else? You know what I mean? No, this is supposed to be me and Roberto getting stuff off our chest and trying to help people that are in the chat with things, and we're gonna do better with the chat as well, right? Roberto made a suggestion. We do an hour of our topics, whatever, and then we do chat questions and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what we should do, right? Because we were doing the chat, but then we get people in here, and I got Josh's topic, then I got Roberto's topic, then I got his, and I'm trying to cram everything into a 2-hour show, right?
And
Because
we were going beyond 2 hours. We were doing 3 hour
right,
shows,
right,
2.5 hour
right,
shows. And it's
right.
long. Even though I had fun, they're long, man.
Absolutely. And then another thing too is when I'm seeing we get on there, right? Boom, 20, 30 minutes in, we got 30 people watching. And then an hour in, we got 17. Like, I'm like, okay, so, people get bored of what's going on and they move on to something else. That happens. I don't want people to get bored. I want people to be able to come in here from start to finish and be entertained in the show. That's what these guys who have their shows, they have people in there from start to finish. Fresh and Fit do fucking 6 hours sometimes, 3-4 hour shows. And they have 8,000 people in there constantly. Yes, I know people drop off and people come on. And when you have 8,000 people, you still have 8,000 people. You know what I mean? So you're not going to really care if 5, 10, even 100 people drop off because you're still in quadruple digits. But when you have 30 people watching and half of those people drop off, that is an issue for me. That is an issue for me. So I got to figure out how and what I can do, what we can do, not me, what we can do to make this show better so that those people that are watching stay. That's my goal, right? If I end up having 30 people all the time, I'm fine with it. As long
That's
as
what
those
it
30
is.
people are staying from start to finish, that we are entertaining them from start to finish.
I
Sometimes
hate
we
this
go off the
number
rail.
shit. I hate it. It's
Why?
almost like watching your child being born. You're watching that heart monitor. Well, why is it
Right,
going down? Why is it going up?
right,
You know?
right, right.
I hate looking at it. Now I'm seeing now it's dropping. What, we change it up? What do we do something different? Do we revive? Do we get the resuscitator?
That's it. You know what I mean? That's it. And like I said, the numbers fucking suck sometimes, guys. Like they really do. At least for me, anyways, because I'm like, okay, so what am I doing wrong? Are we not entertaining the people enough? So what should I be doing to entertain the people? This is the questions that go through my head. So when I go and I say, look, bro, like the show wasn't that good today, I'm not fucking trashing anybody. I'm just saying we need to
It
do
is what it
better.
is.
Right.
It
We
is
need to
what
do
it
better.
is.
We need to keep the people that are watching. I still haven't figured out how to do that. I don't know if I ever will know how to do that, but at least I know I'm trying to make the show better, right?
Well, look, you got to give yourself some credit. I don't know what the growth spurts are on a chart and time frames when you go from having 17 subscribers to having 400 subscribers. Is it a year? Is it a year and a half? I don't know what it is, but at some point you got to give yourself some credit. And I'm not saying this directly to you, Anzo. I'm just
Yeah, yeah.
saying in general, you got
Mm.
to give yourself some credit for the accomplishments you made, because if you're always looking, an example, Fresh and Fit, they have 8,000 people. How do we know they're not having that same conversation? Fresh is saying to Fit, yo, Fresh or Fit, 2 weeks ago we had 12,000 people. Now we only have 8,000 people, you know?
They probably are.
And to
They,
say, at what point are you content? Because these numbers are almost starting to look like money.
right, right.
I know they're one and the same. It only
Hmm.
makes sense.
Hmm.
But then again, if I start, and I'm not going to stop you from doing it, but if I start doing that, obviously I'm going to have to give a lot more time to this.
Hmm.
And look how much time it took me to start my own show.
Right.
But that bug will bite me, like if at some point our show gets out of control to where we have no choice but to cater to it, I'm there, yo. I'm not going to
Hmm.
say, no, Anzo, this is too much. I didn't expect this much fame. I hope you can handle it. That's not going to happen.
Right.
We're
Exactly.
going to adapt.
And we'll do what we have to do. You know
Someone's
what I
going to
mean?
want to be our agent and take this in the right direction. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You
Right.
know what I mean?
And and that's just it. You know what I mean? Like It is what it is. But if you're not striving for a goal, then what are you doing? Like, what am I doing here? I'm not saying everybody. I'm just saying me personally. If I'm not striving for a goal, what am I doing this for? Like, I do a lot. I do a lot. If I'm just doing it, I had to sit down and think to myself, if I'm really doing it for fun, would I be up till 6 o'clock in the morning doing videos? Not sleeping. Like, my sleep pattern is fucked up. No word of a lie. It's YouTube. My sleep pattern is fucked up. There are the last 2 days, I didn't go to sleep until 9 o'clock in the morning, bro. Right? And this is why I said when it comes to affecting my YouTube and real life together, right? Because now, instead of waking up at 9 o'clock in the morning, doing the work that I have to do for my business, I'm waking up at 1 o'clock, and then I have to do that work, right? And then I have to
And
do
that work
other
ain't being
stuff.
done well because you
It's
shouldn't be
not.
looking at one to do work
It's
unless you're working
not.
that shift.
It's exactly. It's not. It's not. So at the end of the day, if I'm doing this to
What's up, Danny?
build, then I gotta make. What's up, Donnie? Thanks, Donnie. Appreciate it, man. So that's what I'm saying. If I'm doing this, I gotta do it for a reason. Yo, I make $1 million a year, bro, doing fucking YouTube. $1 million a year. Not everybody's gonna make those numbers. I get it. I don't even need that high of a number. I don't. But if I can do YouTube and live fucking comfortably, then you better believe I'm gonna put in the effort to do it. And I do that. I put in efforts. People are gonna like me. People aren't gonna like me. But I may never get to that level. But at least I won't end my YouTube career saying, fuck, I should have tried to make my show better. Oh, I should have did this. Oh, I should have did this. No, I tried. I didn't succeed. You know what I mean? But I tried. And you can't get mad at a man for trying. You can't. I can't hate myself for trying. I could say maybe I could have did things better. Maybe I could have done this differently. But even that, would that have changed getting to where I wanted to do? Maybe not. Maybe it's just me. Maybe a few people like me and most people don't. I get it. Some of these dudes, no word of a lie, you know, I know the women they're eye candy dudes, right? They eye candy dudes. That's what it is. You know what I mean? They don't look. They're not bad looking dudes. No homo. They're not. So that adds to it too. Maybe I'm not that kind of dude that's attracts the women like that. I don't know. Maybe the things I say don't attract the dudes to come in here and say, yeah, Ansel's on point. Blah 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 blah. He's trying to help. Maybe, or maybe my word is just not getting out enough. Because when I did the fresh and fit for the part of it where I did the reaction to their comments, there were people in there that were agreeing with me. There were some that weren't even agreeing with me, but they were like, listen, I don't agree with certain things, but I respect your opinion and stuff like that. Those are the type of people that I want to have conversations with. Those are the type of people that I want to have watching my show, right?
But
That's
you got
what.
to keep in mind at the same time too, Anzo. Before I got into this, I used to go on YouTube, but I never watched anything live. I didn't even know there
Same
was
here.
live stuff. So a lot of these people that were looking to get might not even know the channels to get to watch us. Because even when I tell people about my show, they still can't find us, or our show, I should say. Sorry,
No,
but
no, you call it your show, bro. I don't business. You call it your show. I do
I
for
don't
business.
talk in singular. I
I
am
know, I
plural,
know. But but
and I got to correct myself when I do because I'd be a hypocrite.
but you are
I'm the
definitely,
us, not the I.
and that's the show is a us, right? And this is the thing that I've been saying. Like, I get it. We've brought people on, we've done this, we've done that, but at the end of the day, the show was me and him. That's what it was. You know what I mean? It was a way for me and Roberto to connect and do something because we've always done shit together. Like, even if we weren't like friends like we are now, we've worked together. You know what I mean? We were in an office where it was just me and fucking him. You know what I
We
mean?
could do the telemarketing show. I'm sure that
Right.
would bring in some people, yo.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
literally, like Roberto, I don't know who is working for, whatever, but the guy said, hey, you know what I mean? Roberto brought in two people. Well, he brought in one person, and then I don't know, remember if I suggest the other person. I don't remember if I did, or he was there before me,
No.
whatever.
He
But
reached out to me because, I run things straight and when people need a job, I hook them up. And he called me at that point, and I brought him in. And I was just like, "You sure you want him here, man? You sure you want him here?" And sure enough, his vibes were right. But yeah, go ahead.
Right. So yeah, that's the thing. And I told her, I'm like, I don't know about this guy. But at the end of the day, right, it was me and him that were working that office together. So me and Roberto have worked together many times. So this show was a way for us to work together again because we ain't working together in real life. So it's like, yo, let's do the show, let's work together, let's do this, let's build something together. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. Um, Danny said, "We hear you, Anzo. Start the show now. Some of us got to get to bed." This is the show, Danny. This is the show. But
I
don't
was
worry.
gonna say, is that like a silent shot? What the hell is that?
I guess we boring you, but don't worry.
No, Danny must have joined us late because you actually started the topic by saying we're gonna start the show by da 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 da.
Yeah. He did.
And we're not talking about cops tonight, Danny.
No, we're not. But I do got one to bring up some other time, though. I do. I saw a video there, but it might be a little bit too old there. Matt said, being honest,
We gotta keep it fresh.
There is a show on iCandy that has. There is a show on Wednesday that has iCandy. It's called O.O.C. Much appreciated. I do appreciate
Mads
that.
is the
Like
best.
I said,
Mads is the best.
and after this, we're gonna bring in Sagi, and she want to come on and get something off her chest. And I know she's gonna be lit. I know that because when I did yo, bro, she killed me in that stream. She was in the chat, right? And people that were talking about like disagreeing or agreeing with Fresh and Fit, she was just on there like, oh, that's that little PP energy and shit. And when she first said the PP energy, I was like, PP energy. And then I said in my head, PP energy. And I was like, oh, what? Right? And she kept saying it. So it was funny. So she can come in here and bring some fire. Absolutely. But my point is this: I just wanted to let people understand and realize that at the end of the day, that this show was about me and Roberto. We are still going to bring people on. If you got something to get off of your chest,
why not?
You can come on. Absolutely, 100%. You know what I mean? That's not going to change. But at the end of the day, if your views or what you want don't align with ours, then we can't fuck with you.
Hold on. You know what would be sick though, yo? That I come by you and we do the show together.
Absolutely. Right.
Could 100%. We get both of us on that screen? Because I know you got that circular green screen behind your chair.
It's possible we could do something.
I'll bring over my green screen. We'll see what we could do.
It would be hard to do, but I think we could do something up. Absolutely. Because that's how I've been preached to it. They're together. They do the show, right?
That's what I was going to say. There's things that are being done. Because of COVID, this is the trend.
Right.
But now that thing is dropping off a bit. People are going back to going to the studios and all of that. So we don't need this concept. We do it together. It'll be live. And I could bun right there live.
Right. 100%. And to be honest with you, I've been trying to bun, but I can't find where the fuck my spliff went. It dropped somewhere, and I'm like, where the fuck is my weed, man? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Especially when I'm talking about stuff like this, I like to have a little puff, turn the camera off, take a puff, do my thing. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, guys, like, I hope you guys stick with us. I hope you guys understand that, again, it's not about, disrespecting other people. It's not about this. It's just sometimes things don't align. And that's what happens, and things didn't align, right? But at the end of the day, it was all about us, man. The show was all about us. It was all about us trying to help people, and I don't know what to do. If someone give me some suggestions to how to make the show better, I take everything into account. Because when I first started this shit, I was fucking like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. I had a friend, producer, right? Say, hey, I got a YouTube channel. Show this. This needs to, this, and that. Oh man, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. Yeah, you're a producer for some TV company in Toronto, right? But you don't do YouTube, so you know what you're talking about. Come to find out, every fucking thing she said was right. Everything. You know what I mean? Everything that was said was right. Production has to be a certain way, this and that. Now, I get it. Sometimes I see people who have shitty production and they still have a lot of subs. Their content is good, right? So it's not just one specific thing, but there's a lot of other things. You know what I mean? Hashtagging, tags, all of that shit matters when you're doing this YouTube shit. And at one point, I was like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Now someone tells me that, okay, I understand. Yes, you know what? I'm gonna try it. I'm not as fucking that, and that was the ego stuff again because I was upset that the person was like, "Oh, it's not that good." You know what I mean? And my ego got in there. That's oh, I'm not even gonna lie. My ego got in there.
I
What do you
saw
mean?
it. That's why I stepped back.
Like I'm
I
like,
saw
wait.
it.
No, no. I mean,
Oh,
with the
oh,
producer,
sorry.
not that one. But
Okay.
even that was the ego a little bit. But it wasn't more the ego. It's just the fact that the man said it was getting old. That's what triggered me. You know what I mean? Said if you said
I didn't
something
even.
else and
I,
shit,
honestly, I didn't even see that.
yeah, you see, Danny's going. Damn, I'm gonna start the show. You see, that's the thing that had me triggered. Like when it was like, oh, this is getting old. I'm like, wait a minute. You know, we could have the discussion where you said, oh, why you keep bringing this up, blah blah, this and that, and say your piece. But when you're telling me compliment or criticizing my show is getting old, then you're not aligned with me. Then you're not aligned with what we want to do on this show because you don't say nothing when I say it's fire, right? I don't hear you say, "Oh, why are you bringing that up? It's fire." Like we've had a month where the show every episode was fire, and I'm like, "Yo, that was a fire episode, guys." I didn't hear you say that was getting old then. So why is it getting old when I say that the show's not good? You know what I mean? Like the shows have to be on point, right? They have to be on point, and if it's not on point, then I'm gonna call it out, and that's just that, man.
Well, maybe, like I said before, he's not in it to take it to the level where we want to go, maybe. And
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not. 100%. But that just means you don't align with us, right? Like
Hmm.
if you could take the criticism and say, no problem, even if that's not where you want to go, but you like being on the show or whatever, you say, I understand, okay, whatever, what can we do better? May I have this idea, that idea? Because I'm not saying you guys can't or they couldn't give ideas. Like if you had an idea for something you want to do, like, yeah, let's do that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay, let's try it. But to say I'm getting old because I'm telling people that my show doesn't like you think Oprah sits around and says every fucking episode of her show is good and she criticizes shit. And if you don't do that, people will get lazy and then your show will just go down, 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 and down to where nobody wants to watch.
Yeah, but you know what? In all honesty, through life, I've learned that assholes have success.
That's
Nice
true.
people, nice people work for assholes.
That's true.
Is that not math?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the first time these words combined came out of my mouth like this, and I fucking love it. I should put it on a t-shirt because I worked at this place. It was an online casino, and unfortunately, Anza didn't have a chance to work there with me. Um, my salary was 33,000 a year, but my first year I grossed 110,000
Mm-hmm.
on the phones.
Because of
Help,
bonuses.
yeah, helping people make deposits.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we had this shit running smooth as hell, and I've been managers of many call centers where if it's running smooth like this, you just maintain that smoothness.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy I was working for was a Jewish guy from the UK, and he was a tyrant. And if he saw you were weak, he was a wicked tyrant. He knew everybody there wanted that job because the potential for income was big, but he made it hard. And for me, he gave me a little respect because I was the oldest one in there. But at the end, maybe a year or two after the job was over, I realized, Leo was an asshole. And that's the only reason we made that money.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he was lax on us,
Mm-hmm.
we'd be content with meeting the quota, which would maybe have made us 40,000 a year.
Absolutely.
But because he was a tyrant, kept us on our toes all the time. We had a bad day, he let us know. We had an amazing day. It's good. Now get over it, get back to work. It was success.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about it. My hockey was the same way. Coaches would break sticks on my ass, make us do 6 inchers, do stairs, make us puke, make us torture us to show that you're gonna do what I say. Might not be wrong in these times and days, but all of those things that they did to me almost got me in NHL as a black man.
Mm-hmm.
and Anzo could test to that.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, when I open up a call center, I say, I'm going to be nice and chill with my employees. I'm going to make sure they love their job. They're going to want to come to work every day. They're going to make good money. I'm not going to say boo to them. They'll have occasion to take out their cell phone and
Right. Absolutely.
it's okay. It's okay. But you give them that 5 minutes, that 5 minutes turns into 15, turns into
Mm-hmm.
20. That's
Mm-hmm.
production. That's production. And now,
100.
because I allowed that and I come out and enforce it, I'm the asshole because
100.
I didn't enforce it from the get go.
100.
So this is why I understand your tactic and I'm on board. And
Well,
if some guys can't handle it, I hope they're not offended. And if they need to see the brightness in it, they could come and see me and I'll try my best to explain it to them.
mm-hmm.
Because Josh is a different example to Geisgar.
Mm-hmm. Totally
When you
different.
when you brought Geisgar on, I questioned it because I didn't grow up with Geisgar. I didn't even know Geisgar growing up in the hood. But
Mm-hmm.
he's your boy, so I said, since he's your boy, he's my boy until otherwise. And he was my boy all the way through. Maybe sometimes I didn't really feel him, but I don't know him to feel him like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I accepted him because he's your boy. Now, you had your feeling with him, such as I had with a guy that was my boy in hockey, and then we worked together. In work, we weren't the same because we
Mm-hmm.
saw different sides of us that we never saw at hockey, and we clashed at work. So I said, maybe it's better we don't work together to still be friends. And I
Right.
could see that's what you did with Geisgar, or at least that's what I'm taking from it. But like again, the content that took place in between you and him, I don't know. I don't know if you guys spoke the day after or spoke today. I don't know, and I'm not trying to bring your guys' shit up on here, but
Mm-hmm.
I this is my perspective how I see it. It happens, and if anyone
Mm-hmm.
says it doesn't, they're full of shit because this ain't coincidence. This ain't coincidence.
Absolutely not. Right. And you try to do the right thing. You know what I mean? I tried to do the right thing, but it ended up to being it wasn't
You
working for
can't.
me.
You can't. If you try and make the fall soft, you're a snake. You're an asshole. You have some agenda in this. And if you come real, he's an asshole. He doesn't care. He probably was like this all the time. Why does it have to be like that all the time?
Right. Do
Why
I
can't it
hate
just be, this doesn't work and let's try something else?
right? Do
Let's
I hate
talk and
them?
help each other in other ventures, you
Do I
know?
hate these guys? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Absolutely not. One hundred
How
percent.
could you
It's
hate
just
Josh?
it's
Not to
right.
say
It's
Geisgar, but how could you hate Josh?
either of them, right? Either of them. It's
Even
just
if he's
that,
mad, you laugh.
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. You know.
He's like a teddy bear.
But at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So you got to do what you got to do, and you got to push forward. And this is what I'm doing. I'm pushing forward. Hopefully, the show gets better, but it is what it is. That's what I'm trying to do. Same. That's my goal. That will always be my goal. I say this all the time. I love doing the chaos list. I love it. I love the show. But this one is my baby. Like this O.O.C is my baby. I'm sorry because I feel like I'm doing a lot more to maybe help people out and give my advice. Whether you take my advice or not, that's on you. But I feel like I'm at least giving advice with the experience that I've had. I'm 47 years old. I've been through a lot. You know what I mean? I've done a lot. Roberto's done a lot. He's been through a lot. So the point was to at least touch somebody in a way and let them know they're not alone, and maybe that could change their lives
I
because I
could
didn't
tell
have
you
that.
I could tell you the exact moment where I said I want to do a show like this.
Go ahead.
When it comes to health, people are the most secretive.
Mm-hmm.
No one will ever tell you, last night I felt like I was having a heart attack or I've been really sick for months and months and I haven't seen a doctor. No one will tell you that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I never had a doctor tell me straight out, but I have the symptoms of sleep apnea. And part of the symptoms are, getting up to pee often and fatigue, like extreme fatigue the next day because you never really fall into REM and, all of
Yeah,
these
yeah.
things.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't really talk about it with other people because no one really wants to hear that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one day before hockey, I'm standing outside and one of the guys come and he's like, fuck, I took CBD and now no more getting up at night to take pisses. I said, what? He goes, yeah, man, my fucking sleep apnea was getting the best of me, and I took this CBD now, and it stopped. I didn't even hear the CBD. I heard everything else other than CBD.
Mm-hmm.
You have the same thing as me, man? It felt good. Like, not, it
Mm-hmm.
almost sounds
Hmm.
bad, right?
No, no, absolutely. I completely
It,
understand.
it felt good to know that it wasn't just me
Mm-hmm.
getting up 3, 4, maybe 5 times in the night to pee, being working and falling asleep because you're so tired, you're fighting it like it hurts to stay awake. It was really bad, and it was more or less because of my weight, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to know that somebody was there, like experiencing my thing, it was like I took a weight off my shoulder. So I
Mm-hmm.
said, if it's like that for that, how many other things that I questioned by myself, other people are going through it, and what was their experience opposed to mine, you know?
Absolutely. Right. And that's that. And me, I had that epiphany too, right? I was on Rob Storms, and I think it was one of the first times I ever talked about the things that happened to me. And I was reading the chat, and dude was like, "Hey, Anzo, man, I read your story. I heard your story, man, and you inspired me." And I was like, okay, so maybe now my stories or things that I went through have inspired people. So if I inspired him, maybe I can inspire more. So O.O.C was on my mind too. And then when I linked up with him and messaged him by accident, he was like, "Oh, you have YouTube?" He told me what he wanted to do, and I was like, "Bro, I've been wanting to do that too." I remember I strictly said, "Yeah, I
And
had
I
the
think
same
we
idea."
started that right when we had that conversation. We started the Wednesday after.
Right, exactly. Actually,
Boom.
it was Sunday we first started. We did a
That's
first.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after the conversation, we did the show. You know what I mean? And that's how it went. And this is how it is now. And this is how we're gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like I said, we'll bring and Saige, if you're still listening, I sent you the link. So whenever you're ready. But this is how we're doing it, man. And I wanna I want the chat to be more involved as well. You know what I mean? Because, like I was saying earlier, sometimes it gets to the point where it's hard to cut somebody off to answer a question in the chat. You know what I mean? So, if it's just the two of us, it's easier for me to go through the chat because I want the chat to be involved as well. And for a long time, I would put what they're saying up, but it was being neglected, and I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want
Well,
to neglect the people that have been supporting or in the chat and commenting.
could I get in there and just quickly mention something that King David just said over here? You could
Absolutely.
start. You could start each show where you and Roberto open for 10 to 15 minutes, then bring on guests and talk about their topic. And that's exactly where Anzo and I were discussing on going,
Yep.
but not necessarily 15 minutes because this show is more of us getting stuff off of our chest on a topic and then getting the views of the comments, right?
Right.
So I think if our subject is weak, which it shouldn't be, then we can give you 15 minutes. But I think that if both of us do our thing, it would be more along the lines of 40 minutes, 20
Right.
minutes each.
Mm-hmm.
And then we spend the last hour and 20 minutes with a guest and taking the commentary, you
Absolutely.
know? And that's
100%.
a bit of structure. And then who knows what's to say, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Shaggy joins our show, Saggy
Right.
joins our show, or somebody joins our show. We don't say it's just me and Anzo and we're selfish, but
Mm-hmm.
this is how it started and this is how it ended up again. So maybe that's the way the shit is just rolling.
Absolutely, and things change, and that's not a problem either. You know what I mean? Especially when you have like-minded people and they understand that they're trying to build just as much as we are. Because I know Sagi is trying to build just as much as we are, right? And other people in the chat are trying to build just as much as we are. So you get that like-minded person where I can come in and say, "Yeah, that show wasn't too good," and I won't get fucking shit on for doing that. You know what I mean? Because I felt like I was being shit on for saying that our show, the one that we've been doing, wasn't good. I felt like I was shit on for that. And I'm like, why are you shitting on me? Because I have an opinion. I don't want someone to say that, oh my God, your show is not good anymore because of this and that, when the show was directed around me and Roberto.
Well, you know what? It is good to hear it sometimes because we can get comfortable
True,
in our skin and
true,
not know that we're not
true,
bringing the content we should be. So,
true. That is correct too.
but I like constructive criticism. If I don't really know you, I don't know your agenda behind what you're saying. But if someone who like joins us often, let me just throw out a few to mention. Like if Mads, if Jason Lee, if Caleb, because I don't know if he's joking half the time, but people who really supported us come out and say something, I don't take offense to it. But if I don't know you, I'd be gullible.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well just have a remote of me taking control of me. I don't like the way you talk. I'm going to change my voice. I don't like how you look. I'm going to change my clothes. No, this is how we came. If we wear a hat and glasses every show and someone tells us we shouldn't, don't watch us.
For real. Facts.
This is who we are.
Facts.
And if you have, you know, honest advice, we'd be foolish not to listen.
Absolutely, 100%. And look, even T1000 right now, dang, I went to the doctor for sleep apnea just this week. See what I'm saying? So this is the thing. This is what we're trying to do, right? Like, and especially being a black person, we don't talk about our health. You know
Don't
what I
talk
mean?
about
To
shit.
nobody, right?
That's why I did that ego show.
Exactly, so that we can get rid of our fucking ego and talk about the shit that we should be talking about. And this is
Knowledge is power.
another thing why we do the O.O.C, to talk about the shit that black people. Yeah, sometimes we talk about food and stuff like that. It gets to that, and that's what it is. It's okay, but more or less, we try to talk about things that black people or black males, black women, whatever, ain't talking about. And this is what we are trying to do with the show, man. And especially now with seeing all the fucking frauds that are out there, I think it could be refreshing to have two people who I will sit up here hand down and fucking tell you that I made a mistake if I made a mistake. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was my bad. I just said, Roberto said I was harsh. Okay. He told me that I didn't say, what are you talking about? I was harsh, Roberto. No, man, what the fuck? No, I said, oh, yeah. Okay. So you seen as I was harsh? I get it. Maybe I was a little bit too harsh, but I was triggered. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. So I can sit here and admit when I was wrong, or if I did something in a certain way that's
Yeah,
not
but I know you. I know you, so I wouldn't take offense to that. But if someone
right.
didn't know you, they're gonna take offense to it, which is all
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely, 100%. And that's the thing. So I figured the man knew me enough but I guess not. But it is what it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
And man's moment. Hold on. First, I do this facts, Roberto. I became diabetic this year and listening to a lot of people on YouTube, and you learn the effects and how to live with it and keep going. Absolutely, right? And that's the thing.
Knowledge is
Like,
power. Knowledge is power, yo.
that's the thing. How many men will tell you, "Oh yeah, man, I have sleep apnea." You know what I mean? And this and that. We don't want to talk about that shit. You know
No,
what I mean? I'm talking about how fucking I don't go to bed till like 9 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 6, and it's affecting me. I'm not gonna lie. I can't figure out how yet, because during the day, and I remember when I was at DMS. This is when it started. I remember I used to sit at my desk and it would be like 3 o'clock, and my eyes would just get heavy, bro. Like heavy, like, yo, I want to sleep. And I'm like, yo, what the hell? Why do I want to sleep so early? Like, you know what I mean? So over time, and especially with the COVID now, where I'm up all night and then 3 o'clock in the afternoon after I cook and do everything and eat, I pass the fuck out. I pass out. I cannot stay awake. I try. Like I sit up, I do something. I try. I cannot stay awake. So I need to get my sleep patterns back to where it was, because
it's
if
gonna affect you.
absolutely, and not only that, if the business that I'm doing goes down, I'm gonna have to go back into the workforce again. And how am I gonna adjust to waking up at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning to go back to work when I'm not going to bed until 4? Getting 3 hours sleep, 4 hours sleep, and then I gotta get up and go to work. You know what I mean? Like it's just hard. Also,
I feel
Star
you.
Wars Last Jedi clearly is the best Star Wars movie. Really, nerd man, that's what you come in here talking about. That's what you're talking about. But it's all good. So
So
I'm
everybody should be clear on why it's just him and I here now.
absolutely 100%. So if you guys still tune in, hope you guys still watch, because at the end of the day, we are still gonna keep it as real as we possibly can. What's up,
Because
man?
if you don't, we know you were only here for Josh or Geisgar.
And that will piss me the fuck off. No,
I'll
just
be
kidding.
good with it. I'll be good with it because that's just how it is.
Hey, it is what it is, man. At the end of
Yeah,
the day, me and Roberto, from the first time we got on camera, I felt like we had a great chemistry together, you know? And of course, we tried to bring other people and build into that. It worked for a while, stopped working. Sometimes that's how business relationships work, especially when people ain't getting paid on this shit. You know what I mean? It's not like if I was getting those numbers from Fresh and Fit, you better believe Roberto, Geishka, and Josh would have been getting paid. Hands down, they would have getting paid. What, you think I'm gonna let this channel make fucking 60K and not pay the dudes that are on there with me? Absolutely not. I would. But at the end of the day, I'm not getting that, right? So yes, people are coming on here and they're doing it for free. And I understand that. But if you're trying to build with us, then come and build with us. But if you're not, then I'm sorry, we have to go on and do other things, man.
gotta work your way up, man. Strong foundation, build a strong building.
Absolutely, 100%. So, Roberto, what did you want to talk about? I sent Sagi the
Ah,
link, so I don't know if she's still coming. I'm
she
pretty
she
sure
threw me off. I really thought she was coming. Mr. Williams is in the house.
she What up, Quentin? What's going on, brother? Oh, yeah, and that's another thing I wanted to say, too, because him popping up there reminded me of something I want to say.
You want to bash your
Bec-
friends now,
no, no, no,
huh?
no, no. Well, yeah, kind of.
For
Because,
no
like I
love.
said, like I said, man, you know what I mean? I do my shit. My streams are on Facebook,
I
right?
don't post my shit on Facebook.
I do. If you go on Facebook right now, you will
I
see
see
this
it all the
stream.
time. We're
Yeah,
friends.
yeah, exactly. Right. So this stream is playing on Facebook. I have friends that I went to school with on Facebook, and I don't see them dudes up in here. I was about to say the N word, but I don't see them dudes up in here supporting me. Quentin's been on Square One with us, so I understand if you
Yep.
can't do it all the time. I get it. But some of these dudes are on Facebook constantly. You see my tag, you see what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And to even just be like, oh, well, he's streaming and pass them by, not even check it out, not even say a what up, give a like, anything, like, then you ain't my friend, bro. You
No
ain't my
love.
friend. Yeah, you get no love from there. You know what I mean? So,
And that's
and
another thing. I don't post it on my Facebook.
thanks, Ash.
Is it my ego? I don't know. I don't want my friends coming and criticizing or scrutinizing me. But at the same time, is it that? Or is it that I'll get no support and I'll get vexed and start Xing people? You ain't my friend. You ain't my, you know what I mean? And I'll have a
Hey,
negative effect. So I just leave it.
I was the same way, bro. It took me a long time before I started posting shows on Facebook, because I was like, I don't know. I got a lot of friends on there. I don't know if I want, them, seeing this or criticizing or whatever, doing that. But then at the end of the day, I was like, listen, you guys can see me. You can go on YouTube. You can see me. Sometimes our shows pop up on the feed, right? Maybe not them, maybe not all of them, but sometimes they pop up on the feed. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna start posting on Facebook, see what happens. Quentin follows me. Michael St. Martin does too. Michael St. Martin,
Oh,
yo, I
yeah?
was yeah, bro. Michael St. Martin supports, man. He watches the show. He's like, yo, I like what you guys are doing. There's a few people on Facebook that have watched the show, and I appreciate that. But I have friends that I grew up with, and ain't none of them comment on my show. I had a friend who, you know, uh, I have a friend, anyways. I told this guy, like, he was going through something, bro, you gotta come on the show, whatever. Yeah, man, I'd love to come on the show, blah blah blah, whatever. Maybe next thing you know, I go on fucking Instagram 2 days ago, and I see the man did a podcast with some random person. I was like, really, really, school dude I grew up with, really? You didn't feel like you want to come and hang out with your boy and get your stuff? I was like, okay, whatever. I expect to be on any episode I choose on, so people come to see Comic Chat. Donnie, you funny. I don't know, Donnie. You don't seem to want to come on the show anymore. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying. And another thing I will say is, and maybe it's my perception or whatever, but after things happen with people not being on the shows anymore, I find a few people were acting kind of funny. You know what I mean? They're acting kind of funny with me, man. And I just like, hey, man, if that's how it is, if that's how it is. But at the end of the day, it's nothing personable to anybody else. And no, Danny, I'm not talking about you. just so you know. But yeah, so that's what it is, man. But anyways, I see. Um, I swear he's doing this on purpose. Nerdman is, yeah, Nerdman's doing that on purpose. Of course he is. Danny said, "What up, Ashley? What up, Nerdman?" Jason said, "I have some issues with 900 I have some issues with 900 plus friends on Facebook, and you get a little support, people you know for years, and want to give you a simple like. I wouldn't have a problem with that if some because a like helps and a view it helps with the algorithm, right? So when YouTube sees that people liking your shit, then they're gonna
Like
put
Widow
you out there
says,
more.
fum,
Fuck him.
fum. That's what I say. Fum.
I agree with.
Because you're gonna make it regardless. Maybe they don't go on YouTube. Maybe they'll come on here and they're not really your friend and give you those thumbs down. You don't know.
But even the thumbs down, though, even the thumbs down is even people say, oh, you get a thumbs down, it's bad. No, it's engagement, so it's still good for the channel, right? It's still enough to get people to watch your shit or get you put out there. So even a thumbs down, that's why I don't have an issue with people thumbs. Sometimes I don't like it. Like if I see fucking like 4 or 5 thumbs down, I'm like, really? Like why? But I've also see that sometimes you get a thumbs down before you even start the show, so that's just a straight up hater. So you can't really determine or get mad at having the thumbs down because you're gonna get the thumbs down, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Even when you get big up there, you're gonna get like 2K thumbs up and then maybe 3 or 400 subs down. So
But you know another thing, Anzo,
too
that
late, bro.
we're not really aware of, that out of all of your friends, maybe a third of them see it. Maybe not even a third of them see it,
Nah, I ain't forgetting
because
Nash.
that happens on Facebook. That you have 1,000 friends. When you post something, 1,000 of them aren't seeing it.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
That's
something that there was something that was sent in Messenger that you could do these certain things, and then all of a sudden, friends that you haven't seen in years, you'll start seeing their posts
I agree.
because the
Question.
algorithms at Facebook is doing something.
All right. So here's another one. Freddie, you wanted to ask a question on so what happened to you and
Oh,
Storms?
we
Did
don't
he
need a
not like your
topic tonight.
criticism of his movie opinions or just choose not to collaborate anymore? Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Freddie. So what happened with Rob? First off, let me do this one. I actually had 47 likes and 56 dislikes on my anniversary stream. Haters from Yello. Yeah, I know, 100%. But even though they gave you that, they still gave you the engagement. You know what I mean? So fuck them haters. Like I said, like you said, fuck the haters. 100%. And I even posted on Facebook. I was like, to the people who support me, thank you. But to the ones who don't, fuck y'all. You know what I mean? Straight up, fuck y'all. You guys are supposed to be my friends, but you don't support me. So back to your question, Freddie. Okay. So a lot of people have been probably talking about this. First off, let me know, ain't no hatred, nothing between me and Robert Storms. I spoke to him actually today, right? We talked in Messenger. What happened was a lot of people think that because he did his Black Widow review without me while I was mad. That wasn't it. Had nothing to do with that. That was my misreading his text. You know what I mean? We were supposed to do, he asked me about the Black Widow review. I said, yeah, man, we're gonna do it. But I told him, like, listen, my showing is at 10 o'clock, right? His was at 7. So I was like, if you want to wait till I come back, it's gonna be like 1 o'clock. He's like, no, I can't do that. And I said, okay, so then I'll just do a show after when I get home. And he was like, oh no, but we do our reviews together. So I said, I thought you were gonna do yours anyways. He said in the text, he said, I am something, 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 can't remember now. And then he put Monday on there. So when I read the text, I was like, oh, okay, so we're going to do it on Monday. That's what I thought. I thought we were going to do the review on Monday. Then when he did it, we had a conversation. I spoke to him, and that was it. What the issue was for me is, and he says he didn't, and no problem, we squashed it. But I felt like he questioned my character. Okay, so I took a week off when I said the stuff was going on, Geishka and stuff. I took a week off of YouTube. When I said I thought I was going, like I had to think about things to see if I'm being petty or what. I even asked Roberta, and like, Roberta, do you think I'm being petty? Remember I tested you that? Right. I took a week off from that. All right. So I took a week off from that. And if you guys know, we usually do the shows on Fridays. It was on Danny's channel, it was on my channel, right? So we took the week off. Um, I can't remember, and I can't remember if I did the show on my channel that week or I did. I'm not sure. I believe I didn't do it on my channel that week, and I took the day off, right? Whatever. And then the weeks after, it was birthdays. My birthday, my girl's birthday. So they were both fall on Fridays. I was not going to do streams on birthdays. I'm not doing it. Not on mine and not on hers. I wasn't doing that, right? So when we were to come back now, when I came back to Storm's Live, it was supposed to be my Friday to have it on the show. I didn't even say anything because he said in text Storm's Live, yeah, no problem. Boom, boom, boom. It was planned to do on his show. Two people asked me, I was like, hey, isn't it supposed to be on your show today? And I still have the receipt. So, and I was like, yeah, but it is what it is. He said he's going to do it on his show. No problem. Right. Then I can't remember what happened. I think I was gone again on a Friday or something like that. And then when it came back again, it was supposed to be my Friday. So I was like, hey, I'm supposed to be on my Friday. And he was like, oh, well, you haven't been here for like a month. So, you have to be here to have it on your Friday. And he was like, how do I know that you'll do it on your Friday and then next Friday you won't be here? And I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Do you really think that I would do the show on my channel and then the next Friday not be there? Like, what kind of person do you think I am? Like, I'm not doing this. I don't do Storms Live to do it on my channel because, we get tons of super chats because we don't. You know what I mean? To keep it a buck, like I don't. It still wasn't like super chats galore like he gets. He on his channel, he gets his super chats. Boom, good, more power to him. But when it was on my channel and it was on Danny's channel, and I'm not gonna speak for Danny or there, but I know for me, it wasn't like I was getting a lot. Maybe $50 in super chats at the most. Where he was getting like $200-$300 on his channel, whatever. Sometimes you have a bad day, whatever. That's what it is. So it wasn't about that. But he gets 100 people watching his show. Right. So I'm like, yeah, that's why I want to have it on my channel because we get the views, we can get subs, we can build from that. It was never about getting the payment. But when you're saying that I'm going to do it on my channel and then skip when it's on somebody else's channel, to me, that was questioning my character. And we talked about it. I explained to him what it was. He was like, no, I did not mean that, blah, 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 and so and so. And then I was like, okay, no problem. But I did tell him that I wasn't going to be on the show anymore, right? Then he started to do go after geeks and gamers. So I spoke with Danny and I'm like, yo, Danny, Rob's going after geeks and gamers, man. This might be an opportunity for us to get involved in that and to do this. And Danny was like, nah, I don't really want to do that. I have to think about it. Danny must have thought about it and said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we did it. So we did Danny's show. Rob came on. We did my show. Rob came on. And then we did Rob's show both nights later on that night. At the time, he wasn't doing on Thursdays. He wasn't Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then Friday. So when Friday came along, I didn't get an invite to the show. So I was like, okay, well, I guess he maybe figured I was just doing it for that or whatever. If he had invited me on, I would have went back on, but he didn't. And we haven't really talked since then. And then just a few days ago, we had a conversation and talk. Said he wants to sit down and talk, and we're going to sit down and talk. That's what it is. But it was nothing personal for me and Rob. Like I said, he explained to me that he wasn't calling me out. I felt like he wasn't. Even till this day, I still feel like it's a little bit of a call out to me. But, he says it wasn't. I'm going to take his word for the benefit of the doubt. So that's what happened with Rob. There's no hard feelings, nothing like that, like fuck Rob or disagreement on some bullshit show, because that's not what we do. Like I said, we do our shows, we talk about them, we disagree, but at the end of the day, we leave friends. Like we had the one show where we were fucking heated, cursing and everything. I was mad, but that wasn't going to change the fact that, at the end of the show, we weren't cool. It was just like I said, I felt like he called me out. That's why I said I felt like he questioned my character. And that's the reason why I left. So that's the reason, guys. Nothing more than that. David said, he's a little greedy from my perspective, and the fact that he won't talk to you unless you give him money is bullshit. Hey, that's the way he runs his show, King David. Right. And I've said I don't agree with it. I don't. And even on my thing, I don't. There ain't nobody sending me super chats now. But even if they did, I'm not going to ignore the people that have been here from the beginning. Even if I had fucking 300 people watching. I remember you guys. I will always remember you guys that were here from the start, no matter what. Flash, Caleb, King David, Jason Lee, Widow, Mads. I will always remember you guys. You guys will never have to fucking send me money for me to read your chat. You know what I mean? Never have to do it. If you want to support,
Is that the way it's supposed to be, though?
no, the people just do that, right? Because that's how it's like, oh no, if you want to talk to me, you got to send me money and blah, blah. People do that. He's not the only one that does that, right? He is not. There are a lot of big YouTube channels. Fresh and Frit will fucking
But
tell you.
you're nothing without your people, man.
Right. But Fresh and Frit, bro, they will tell you, we won't read comments unless it's $50 and up. You know what I mean? But again,
Well, I guess they have that
8,000 people watching. You know what I mean? Plus, it's not like they didn't start out like I did or me and you did with this, and you know what I mean, where we have little crowds and we're able to connect with the people that watch the show, right? So they start off, boom, they got big and like that, but we've made connections with the people in our chat. So no matter how big I get, I will never lose those connections with the people from the chat, because those are the people that supported me from the beginning, and those are the people that I want supporting me till the end, because the rest of them will jump off. Right? You get 8,000
nobody's
people.
forgetting you, Dandelion. No one's forgetting you.
Oh shit! Yeah, you made no, and in the line you too. Absolutely. I actually didn't. Were you here?
She just popped in.
Yeah. Okay. So you see, I didn't know you were in the chat right now. But yeah, if had I known that, absolutely, you've been supporting from the start too.
Yeah.
Dead Space saying great
She's
show.
Been on
Thank
the show.
very
She's
much.
Been on the show.
100%. And I've told
more
her,
times than Mads.
Right. And I told her she can come back anytime she wants to. Right. And look, right now we have 29 people watching. Thank you very much. I appreciate that 100%.
I'm watching them numbers, man. Nzo got me watching them numbers now.
And
Thank
I watch
you so
it because I want people to be interested in the stuff that we do. Danny, I don't even have to
talk about my topic yet. I'm not bringing it up. Might drop that number.
And Danny, I don't even have to mention your name, because you already know if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. I am fucking loyal to you more than anybody else. You know that, right? You absolutely know that.
We wouldn't be here because Danny gave me my start too.
Absolutely, right? So understand that, man. Like, I hold you in high regards, Danny. I really hold you in a high
regard. Let me talk hockey sometimes on this show. I know no one's going to believe that knows Danny, but he didn't send me in the zone when I used hockey as an example a few times, and I respect that.
Sorry, Drop Shop. Yes, you do make the cut. Absolutely, 100%. You have supported 100% too. This is why I said all you guys that I know who you guys are.
I think you did say Drop Shop, if I recall.
Maybe not.
I thought I heard it. I'm sorry. I thought I heard it, but I could be wrong. But you could always go back and watch it.
Right. And if I didn't, I apologize. You guys make the cut. I may have left out some other people that are here right now. And no disrespect. But what my point is, I see you guys. I see you guys every week. I will always keep you guys a part of the show, no matter what.
And when we don't see you, we get vexed.
I hate getting put in the fun. Absolutely. Remember when Flash was gone for so long? We're like, yo, where the fuck is Flash?
Yeah, we were actually worried.
Even Caleb now, like, he doesn't come around as much. I've seen him.
They're ballers. They probably got their own show balling.
No, I see him in other people's chats too, whatever. Yeah. Maybe he lost the flavor. I get it. I understand that. No problem. More power to you. But I know he pops in every now and then. So I am mad at that. I am mad at that. You know, Danny said we got to get the show back again. Absolutely, Danny. 100%.
Wait, hold on. He's talking about the fantasy league. I got some shit to get off my chest of that, man.
Let's do our first show on fantasy league football. On the fantasy, yeah, we could do that.
Man? Did you see my quarterbacks?
Check DMs on yeah, huh?
Did you see my quarterbacks?
Hey, no one tell you to go play fucking golf when we were doing the draft, bro.
Well, last year I think I was doing something. I was on the highway during the draft, and I ended up with a good ass team last year.
Yeah, you know what hurt you? I was in there. I almost missed it, and Danny was like, "Nzo, what you get?" He said, "What did he say? You're letting it do it by yourself?" And I said, "Oh, fuck the draft!" And I popped in there like 2 minutes before it started. And he said he tried calling you. Yeah, I even texted you. I'm like, draft started.
I know. I was on the course. I told Danny after. Sorry, I was playing golf, man.
I was like, bro, use your phone, man. Use your
But
phone.
I got my running is solid. My running
Hold
is
on.
solid. That's all
There,
I'm saying.
there was something in the chat. Speak, Roberto. I got to see what Matt sent me, but I can't read it from my phone. So talk to the people for a bit.
Yeah, so I never really got to say what I wanted to talk about. I had some time to kill, and I decided to watch good old 60 Minutes. That
Oh,
shit I used to watch as a kid.
did I miss that somewhere?
What?
She sent a message and it says here, since you mentioned it, I wouldn't complain if the hats came
Yeah,
off.
I saw it, and
More.
I'm glad you skipped it. I laughed. I laughed when I
Okay, you
saw it,
laughed at that
and you skipped right past it. And I said, "Nice."
Quentin said, "Let me know what the fantasy shoe is on, what the fantasy show is on." I get it. Yeah, you want to come on, Quentin? No problem, man. You've been on before, so you know your internet is better. You're definitely on our
Big
guy.
Ben is better than Jalen Hurts. It's better than that old man in Atlanta. What's his name? What's his name? Quarterback for
Anzo and I
Atlanta.
are Atlanta. Um, I
See
can't
that?
remember right now.
Can you see? He's been there so long we forgot his name.
Ashley said Anzo and I are going to do a parody of Fresh and Fit. I'm just going to say dumb stuff. Yeah, that would be funny as hell because people that are doing videos on these guys are blowing up right now. And I'm not going to lie. That's why I did mine. I'm not going to fucking sit there and lie. I did mine because I know it was trending. That's why I did it, right? Not only that, I also used to follow them. So it's not like I'm a hypocrite and just say, oh, it's trending. No, I used to follow them and I fell off because I didn't agree with a lot of the stuff that they said. So when this stuff went on, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna do my thing. Jason Lee Tucker said, Anzo and Roberto have been an inspiration to us new YouTubers, and because of your shows, created a great community of people to hang out and like a culture exchange of different personalities. And this is the thing. And another thing that I will say is I've personally like certain people who have supported me, I brought them on my show like for the first time, their first time doing like YouTube. I'm like, hey, come on my show. You got a channel, you're building a channel, come on my show. So I try to give back to the people that have supported me. You were doing your Tiger Woods impersonation. He was, yep, King David Square One. She said, joking, nah, actually, I'm dead ass. We could do a parody of those guys. We're better than you, niggas. We're better than you. That clip was funny. Danny said, I got Brady. I got Big Ben. Alex Smith.
No, it's
What
not
do you
Alex
guys?
Smith. It's Ryan.
Oh, right. Okay. What do you guys look like without hats?
You got
When
to
I
keep tuning in. Maybe one day you'll see.
when I go get a nice cleanup and get the hair trimmed up and everything, then I will show you guys what the head looks like if that's what you want to. But
No,
right
I
now,
am the
well,
original LL Cool J, the original. Look at this
yeah, you want to
guy.
see that?
Yeah, you got to
There
wait
you
till
go.
next episode.
There you go. Sent out that. Yo, gonna send me a link. Never mind. You want to come in? I sent it to what's her name
You got something to get off your
Shaggy.
chest, nerd man?
He probably do. He's probably coming with some bullshit, Roberto. But let's see what he does because he talks shit. I'll kick his ass out real quick. But yeah, nerd man, I'm gonna send you the link right now. I'm gonna send you the link.
I hope all's good with Saggy.
Huh? No, nerd man. That's nerd man.
No,
Not
I'm
Paul.
saying I hope all is well with Saggy.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. She said she was gonna get something to eat, so I got some old photos of Anzo and Roberto without the hat somewhere. Yeah, I know you do. Them Sitel damn pictures, bruh. I know. I know. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them. But yeah,
And
man.
I know I got hair in them pictures.
Exactly. And you see, now again, I'm looking at numbers. They're going down again. It's okay, but whatever. You know, it's a peak up and down. So I understand that sooner or later, hopefully the peak will go up and stay up. Other people stream too, so people go over to those streams. I get all of that, 100%. I get it. Sometimes I think StreamYards just fucks up because the numbers go down and then they go right back up, and then they go down and they go right back up. So could also be a StreamYard thing as well. But at the end of the day, like I said, I want to see numbers go up. I want to see numbers stay up. I want to build something to where I have people watching where we can try and help. That's what I want. Roberto,
Yes, sir.
you down here in Florida, we go golfing maybe one day.
I'm trying to hook up something to come down there.
You were rocking the ponytail back in the day. Yeah. We know the ponytail days, Q. We know the ponytail days. But this is how it is. You know what I mean? And like I said, I've been going on for like so long about this, but we're also answering people in the chat too as well. And like I said, to anybody that I used to mess with or whatever, you don't send a show, more power to you guys. I hope you guys channel survive. I hope you guys channel strive. You know what I mean? And you never know what can happen in the future. But at the end of the day, right now, we got to build this brand. Me and Roberto got to build up the O.O.C. You know, pop culture stuff is fun to do. I love it. But I feel like I do more help with this show helping people than I do with the other shows. So that's why I want to build this. Roberto, talk to the people, sir, because I got to go use the bathroom. This juice is getting to me. Give me a second.
I should have never opened up your team, huh?
We'll talk about that in a second. Talk to the people, though. Talk to the people.
Danny, I'm upset. I thought I was going to be upset talking about my quarterbacks. I just opened Nzo's team, and I'm really vexed. I obviously was sleeping, and some guys have been shopping in the free agent pool, and my team is going to get mashed up. I ain't winning this year. I ain't coming top. I'm not doing nothing. Well, it wasn't really a ponytail, Mads. It was like braided, kind of like Indian kind of style, with elastics in it. I never really had like a big fluff ponytail. Peace out, Danny. See you on Saturday, maybe. But yeah, we're all up in a fantasy football league here. Me, Quentin, Danny, Nzo. And as they said, I was sleeping while I was playing golf. I didn't have a chance to pick my team.
Oh, here we go.
And the first team I look at, I feel like having a heart attack.
Hello.
Sagi.
Hello. Hello, Sagi.
I was like sitting there watching YouTube videos, and I was like, oh, crap. I forgot to check Twitter.
We got worried.
I got worried.
I was like, oh, we sent the link and she ain't coming. I'm like, okay.
Oh, I was panicked. I was like, no, I hope I did. I hope they're still live streaming. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, we were waiting for you, man.
Oh, my bad. That was my bad.
No. I mean, because we know you're going to bring the fire. What do you have to get off your chest, Sagi?
Quentin, I just saw your team. I'm upset, man. I'm upset. Sorry, Sagi. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Sorry,
What
Sagi.
happened? Did they lose?
No, it's just I was sleeping during the draft for fantasy football, and I was sleeping hard. What I'm seeing here, I didn't even look. I went today. Oh my god, the free agents! I went. Nobody was there. I'm like, there's only 8 people in this league. It's impossible. Now I see why.
Yeah.
There you go.
You snooze, you lose, brother. Yes. I got Zach King David. I got Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott as my quarterbacks.
Uh-oh. I love how Roberto's face is. He's not amused.
No, he's not.
I'm very unhappy.
Because his favorite quarterback in fantasy is Dak Prescott. And I knew Tom Brady was going to be my next choice, but Danny took him before I did, and Dak Prescott went right after that.
Everybody has sick quarterbacks except me. That's not right.
You missed your shot, Roberto. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'll be your quarterback. I got you.
Oh, I would love it, Sagi. But you know what it is? YouTube is kind of sad and upset of seeing me have the top points for the last 3 years. So they're trying to sabotage my cause. I don't always win, but I'm always the top in points.
Sabotage yourself by not being there, bro.
Go, right?
No, I wasn't there the last 2 years. Didn't hurt.
The problem was neither was I.
No, you're always there. Could I say something?
Last 2 years I wasn't there either.
Anzo's the commissioner, right? So when you go and you check and see the free agents, you can see who's already dipped in the pool. It's always the commissioner.
Okay, but hold on.
Scooping up all Pittsburgh Steelers players and anybody else who's good. But it's okay. It's okay. You get your payback in the season.
But hold on. I'm the commissioner. And I forget when I set the fucking draft. I forgot about the draft, bro. If Danny didn't message me, I'd be complaining just like you.
I hear you.
Saggy, how you
I ain't
doing?
Yo,
playing this
I'm
either.
great. I'm great. Just getting tired of these big YouTubers out here, man, and
Let's
these
do it.
celebrities. And these
Let's do it.
celebrities, man, I'm telling you that they drive me crazy. You know, it makes me because I'm friends with some. I'm friends with some of these big YouTubers. Okay, I'm
Mm-hmm.
friends with Review Tech USA. He's got two channels. One is an almost million subscriber channel, and the
Mm-hmm.
other one he's got a reviews live stream show he does, and you know he's getting to a fight with another big YouTuber, the Quartering, and I'm just seeing all this stuff, and I'm just sitting here like, why are these big YouTubers being so dumb? It's like they have this undeserved ego, in my opinion. Like,
Mm-hmm.
cool, you're a big YouTube channel. Cool, you're a celebrity. You did stuff. You know, you're doing things that a lot of us would want to aspire to do someday. Sure, but because you get that notoriety and that fame, does that mean you have to lose yourself? Because that's what you see all the
Exactly.
time.
Right.
They're not who they started off as being. What people like to see is genuine. And
Mm-hmm.
when you were genuine, you built this audience based on you being yourself. But then you start changing. And of course, you know, you have people, and I also blame the audience. The viewers are just as guilty for keeping these people platformed, knowing damn well that they are garbage people sometimes. Like, you really have all these big YouTubers out here just attacking small channels, just saying all this crazy stuff, and no, and the audience just rallies around them and cheers them on and encourages them to keep being garbage people. And these are people that they're getting paid to do this, and it pisses me off.
I
You
agree
know,
with you 100%. And that's another thing too. That's why I say when I talk earlier about me and Roberto keeping it real, I know who has been supporting me. So even if I get big, I'm still gonna make sure that those people who supported me get their voice heard, right? You know what I mean? And I'm not about going to trash other channels or anything like that. We're doing what we do. You know what?
Yeah.
It just makes no sense to me. So I completely understand what you're saying.
I
What's up, Nerdman?
trash these. What up, nerd man? I
And
trash these channels.
yo,
So what's
Yeah,
up?
I know
Hey,
you
man,
do.
man.
I know
yo,
you do.
Roberto.
How
You
you
I
got,
doing?
know.
I gotta,
I'm
because
good,
man,
man.
it makes me angry. It literally, you have so many people like you guys here. There's so many people in this community that are talented, that have good takes, that have great shows, great conversations, and then you have these big YouTubers who are just capitalizing off of just being dirty, disingenuous people, and it angers me. You know, this I see so many people who should be platformed and be monetized before me. What do? I talk shit in a microphone for
Hmm.
everyone to see. I'm glad I got monetized. Thank you to everyone who helped me get there. But at the same time, that ain't something I deserve. I'm not talented right now. I'm not doing anything that warrants that following, that monetization. But you got people like actual talented people. They're not monetized. They're small channels. They're not getting views. Why? Because people want to see a trash fire, and
Yep.
they support trash channels because they want
100%.
to support trash. It's disgusting. It's absolutely
Didn't I
Why
say
don't you
that
disgusting.
earlier?
deserve? Why don't you deserve to be monetized? I don't
Because what do I
understand
do
that.
that's amazing? I talk on my show. I talk shit. I talk my opinions. To be honest, like, cool. If people like that, you know, thank you. But at the same time, I have people I've met in this community who are beautiful artists. I like one of them sent me because I helped support his channel. I got him 25 new subscribers on his channel. He sent me
Uh-huh.
one of his paintings. It's beautiful.
Hmm.
Why is he not monetized? Why
Uh,
is his art not being the recognition that it deserves? Why aren't there's another channel? This
what's his
guy
name?
channel,
I'll
what's his name?
I'll sub
Panda
to
Subs
him
2000. Yeah,
and the
Panda
sub
Sub
2000.
2000. He dropped an amazing out of nowhere video about the Intellivision Amico. Wasn't paid for nothing. He just did it spontaneously. And he's sitting
Hmm.
there. I hope his channel is grown because if you watch that quality of video, it's like a movie production. Like, it's amazing. And I'm sitting there like, why is this dude not monetized? Why is he not monetized?
I
Name some of the
completely
trash
understand.
channels. Oh, there's too many to name. Let's see. You got the Quartering. You got Jake Paul, Logan Paul. You got Trisha
Fresh and
Paytas.
fit.
You got right. You Fresh and Fit. You got all of these absolutely trash channels run by a lot of trash people. There's so many to name. You guys already know
Hmm.
who they are. It's all those
Hmm.
big name platform creators on this platform that literally do not do anything amazing or wow, right? And
Hmm.
they get overcast by the actual talent.
Absolutely. And like I said earlier, when I did the fresh and fit, you guys know that that's not what I do, right? Like I don't react to channels, but because I followed them and then I seen all the fucking garbage they were talking about before all the shit happened to them. So when it happened to them, I wanted to know their response and I wanted to do the video so that I could be like, yeah, that's bullshit. And just like I thought, half of the shit that they fucking said in that video was bullshit. You know what I mean? But they have 8,000 people watching their live streams every fucking stream, and they stream every day. Like, I think there's a lot of people in our community alone that do better work than them and be lucky to get 17 people watching. It's ridiculous.
It's nice to get that appreciation.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about you, nerd man. You're one of the trash channels.
But that's what I'm saying. Like what Mad said. You know what Mad said. Sadly, art doesn't get pushed, and also, she just wants to have fun. Fun, unfortunately, isn't what's gonna build your channels, and that's sad because fun. You have people. You can do a charity stream right now. But if there's drama going on, guess what? People are going to opt into for that drama and not actually look at the good you're trying to do, because that's unfortunately what is entertaining. And that's a problem. That's a problem on the internet. That's a problem for social media. That's a problem. You have good, legit people out here trying to just have fun, build themselves on their creativity and their content, overlooked because you have people who would just want to listen to people talk about drama all day.
100%. Did I tell you guys she was going to bring the fire? Didn't I tell you guys she was going to bring the fire? I told you that. Like, Sagi don't play, man. And like I said, when I was doing that stream, she came on there. She was trashing those dudes like left and right in the comments. I like, she don't play. You know what I mean? And she brings the fire.
I don't play that game. And
I'm just like, man, she could talk. She doesn't even blink, man.
Listen, the reason why I was trashing those dudes is because you had some bums in your chat who were trying to defend it, and I don't care how y'all try to spin that dude was in the wrong. Like 100%. I don't care, bro. That dude was in the wrong, and they were sitting there trying to find a way to defend it. And what it was, I'm gonna just say what they don't like chicks. They don't like women. That's what it is. They don't like women. That's why they support these dudes, because they don't care what women have to say. Women can't be victims because it's the Me Too movement. No, women can still be victims, bro. And I'm sorry, but those dudes were in the wrong. You ain't gonna sit here and tell me that it's completely ethical for a dude to offer a chick a gig and then say only if I could take you on a date, bro. Like, nah, I don't care. You can't convince me otherwise. Y'all got me messed up in this world. Trust me, I wish these dudes would say this shit to my face. Dead ass. Say it to my face, please. I would love to see how that interaction will work out for you.
Absolutely. And the problem with them is that's the type of girls they bring on the show. So they already put this narrative in there because they're bringing in Instagram chicks, you know what I mean? They're bringing in OnlyFans chicks, right? These girls that are only chasing clout. You will never see a professional businesswoman on that show because those guys would get wrecked.
Those guys would get on that show. I'm a small channel. They don't want to see me on that show because I'm not going to sit there and act like that didn't happen. Well, I'm sorry. You didn't offer to take me on a date because that to give me clout. You didn't exchange clout for fucking. Are you kidding me?
That's exactly what he did. Right.
That is exactly what he did.
And he admitted to that on the show.
He did admit to it. He said, "Oh, is it good business to do that?" No, but I was shooting my shot. That's what he said. But I'm like, my thing is, you're shooting your shot, right? But bro, they talk about being alpha man and being straight up. Is asking someone to come for a collaboration and then 2 texts later saying, "Well, I don't do anything platonic," being straight up? No, you say, "Hey, you want to come on my show? If you want to come on the show, we're gonna fuck." That's being straight up. I would have respected that more than beating around the fucking bush. Like, it's still a trash fucking way to do your business, but at least then you could say you were being direct. But they weren't being direct at all.
That's still sleazy as shit.
Here's my question. Here's my question. If these dudes are such alpha males, why can't you get a date the old-fashioned way? Why do you have to
use your clout, your show? 100%. 100%. I agree with you, man. What do you have to say, Roberto? Anything?
She has a valid point. I mean, it's no different than using money.
Exactly. See, and this is the thing that people are trying to explain to them and their subscribers, right? Because one of the biggest things they say on their show is never pay for box, right? No, we don't pay for box. We don't pay for box. But what are you doing when you're telling someone to come on your show and the only way you can come on is fuck them. Aren't you paying them? Isn't that transactional? Isn't that the same fucking thing except not using money?
Something for a service.
Do you know what we call that in the entertainment business? That's a casting couch.
Yes, 100%. 100%. That is what it is, and it's ridiculous to
And
me.
that's why I was popping off the checks. I saw these dudes tried to defend it or question. I'm like, if you can't see how that's wrong and that's a dirty tactic, then I'm telling you, these are people who don't get laid at all. At all.
100%.
At all.
100%. And that's why I said some of the things I said, because I know if Fresh and Fit ever got a hold of my video, what I did, like they'd be like, oh, this guy looks like he don't get no girls or nothing. And I would say, you guys would be extremely wrong if you judged me like that. Like I said, I've done my shit, so I know I've done the exact same shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, what's up? How you doing? I'll come over for a drink. When you know you don't really want to, you know what I mean? You want to get the pussy, right? And I've also had, yeah, what you doing? How you doing nothing? You want to come over? Why? Because I want to fuck. I've been direct like that as well too, right? So if you're talking about being an alpha male and you're talking about being direct, then that's how you be direct. You don't beat around the bush and use your fucking business and be like, well, you know, like it's hurting her that she can't come on your show. You know what I mean? Well, if you don't fuck me, you can't come on my show. Okay, I won't be on your show. So what?
Right.
What-
And I don't
what
see what the
I'm-
issue is.
What
And she
I'm
came
curious-
out and told her story. Okay, go ahead.
Right.
Sorry, no.
What are you saying, Nerdman?
No. Go on. You were speaking, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just
Continue.
gonna say, and they're bashing her for coming out and talking about it. That's the thing that pisses me off too. It's like
Right.
you're making it sound like she ain't telling the truth. You literally collaborated the story, but then you're sitting there saying, making it sound like you did nothing wrong. Like, bro, you collaborated her story. Clearly, you did something wrong.
100%.
I honestly didn't understand the story because, like, the new fangled kind of speech that these people use is just something like maybe that goes over my head. Like the way they talk to each other, I don't even know what the hell they're going on about half the time. I'm unsure if they're speaking English, but anyway, so I didn't really get like the whole fucking story, like what apparently they did to her.
So the understanding I have is that
Yes.
they offered her to come on their channel to collaborate, to
Right.
kind of do a stream together, and then she agreed. And then, like, when they were talking more, the dude who extended the offer was just like, well, I mean, I don't, really do anything like, with females on the channel, like on this podcast, unless I'm dating them. Basically, he's saying like, he
Sure.
wanted to date this chick, and then he'd let her on the show. And then when she like declined, it kind of turned into like him kind of like making it seem like she was missing out on a great opportunity. And then when she came out and told the story about why she decided not to appear on the show and the things that followed, mind you, they did a stream where they were basically telling the story to their audience, and then she was getting harassed by the audience because they were making it seem like she was making a stink of it, and that they weren't telling the truth. So basically, when she
At
came
all.
out and said,
I think that was maybe before I came on, but
Yeah,
there
it
was
was a little
another
bit before.
there was another thing that came out where there was a lot of coded millennial language being used where I didn't like really get, like, so it was a girl who was saying that he slept with her, but that I don't what she didn't
There was a
use
woman.
not consensual.
There was a
She
woman that
did-
they had sex with, and she was going around saying she was pregnant. I didn't really get to all of that yet. Right. But what I was gonna say is finish what you're saying, Norman, before I go. Sorry.
And then she was talking about how he didn't phone her back, and then she posted something on the web, like saying, or on Twitter saying that it wasn't that he didn't have consensual sex with her, but that he didn't do something, and it sounded like she was saying that he had assaulted her, essentially.
No,
And that was what he,
No, what she was saying was the sex that they had was like wasn't assault, but he has sex like he's assaulting somebody, like rough sex that she didn't really care
Right.
for, right? But I want to play this because this is how these guys fucking constantly lie. Okay, I'm gonna play this real quick. I'm gonna find the spot. before I play it. Let me see if they have the whole thing.
Roberto's still over there thinking about his fantasy
No,
You
but
see
it's
me, eh, Saggy?
I'm
I see
serious.
you.
Everyone speaking like is so dumb. Like I can't. It's hard for me to listen to them. Like I'm not.
Enzo
I'm
froze.
not trying to be. Oh, Enzo's. Yeah, he's froze.
Am I?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it.
Oh. Yeah, because every time I try to share a screen, it gets frozen up. But I just wanted to show this real quick. I'm just going to stop my camera so I don't look frozen.
Anyway, yeah, I'll respond to what Saggy's saying later.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is this is how these guys lie like fucking mad, bro. Like they can't even tell the truth. So they were doing a show, right?
Anyone want me to tell you?
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah. Stop.
Me and homegirl here in the red, orange. We're gonna tell
Okay.
you which one and which one I got.
So they're doing a show, right? And one of their former employees comes to the door, right? Now, while they're doing the show,
Put it on full screen, please.
yeah.
You're literally trying. Yo, you're committing a crime right now, bro. You're committing a crime right now. Look, you got a rapist talking about crime. Oh shit, a rapist talking about crime. Look at this guy, bro.
Like I should go back to the beginning, but anyways, they're doing the show. You hear a big bang, they go to the door, right? And I don't know if this video shows it, but this is contents. But what they are saying in this video is that the guy, he has a gun in his hand.
Don't do it, bro. What's up? Don't do it, man. You're only a pussy nigga. Don't do it. Don't do it. I wish don't come in here, bro. I wish a motherfucker would come to my door. Don't come. Don't. I wish a nigga would come to my door. If you walk in, it's gonna be a problem. That's right. Record it, right? So now we know. Yep. Now we know Myron Gaines is a fucking bitch ass nigga. We're doing a show, bro. So step the fuck outside, you a pussy ass nigga. Come on in. Who's running your fucking mouth, right? Come on in, bro. Why you want me to come in? Come on in. Because you's a fucking pussy snitch. Okay, exactly. You a police calling ass pussy ass snitch ass nigga. That's why you ain't coming in. The world knows. Don't do it, man. The world knows. Allende. Allende. I'll preach. You ain't gotta worry about the Yep. You're literally trying. Yo, you're committing a crime right now, bro. Look. You're committing a crime right now, bro. You got a rapist talk about crimes. Oh shit. You got a rapist talk about crimes. Look at this guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wish a motherfucker would come to my door. I wish a motherfucker would come to my door. Marion's a bitch and we all know. Come on in, man. Come on in then. You got a gun? Come on in, bro. I'm afraid of a gun, nigga. Okay.
I'm just trying to get to the part where he says that they kicked in the door.
Only a bitch need a gun. You're trying to break into a man's house, bro. I tell all my women. You're literally about to break into a man's house, bro. Right? You're literally gonna break into a man's house. I ain't breaking your house. So you come break me, bitch. You can't open the door, bro. So come kick me out, nigga. You kick bitches out, kick me out, nigga. You ain't inside, bro. You ain't inside. Come kick me out. Nope.
So let me stop this right there because. Now I even see it. This is one of the employees that used to work there. And now I see it because in this video, right, he says you open the door. In a previous video, I would have to find it where they're talking to the girl that was involved. And she's like, no, I locked the door. The door was locked, right? That same guy posted his video. All right, let me find that. He posted his video. And when I seen this, I was like, yo, these fucking guys can't even fucking tell the truth about anything. Let me see if I can find it because I've got to go to my history. Good
night, Dandelion.
Good night, Dandelion. Maybe they took it down. I don't see it here in my history. But anyways, the guy that came in posted a video and he opens the door. The door wasn't even locked. So the guy, Myron's like, oh, we had CSI in here and they checked the door because they broke the door down. And they didn't even break the door, bro. They walked in. The door was unlocked. Like, and this is what I'm saying. These are the people that people watch and support. 8,000 people when they fucking lying to your face. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's exactly what the problem is.
That's the new marketable shit.
Yeah, this is a problem with these bigger YouTube channels. They fabricate things for clicks all the time. This is nothing new. All of them do. All of them do, because you know what? Once you get monetized, for most people, especially when you start growing, it changes, because now, especially when you quit your day job, now you're dependent on this platform for income. So you have to keep pushing out content every day to make your bills. So when it comes down to next month, you're going to see all these drama happen and all this fabrication of drama just so people can get their paychecks this month.
Absolutely. Here it is. I'm gonna play this one. Now this is the real one. After these guys have went on the air, after these guys went on the air and said that they were broken into, right? This is the real video. 20-second video.
Yo, Amu.
He literally opens the door. He opens the door. So why the fuck do you have to have CSI come in there and check a broken door when the guy didn't even break the door?
Why the hell you need CSI?
That's what he said. I have no idea, bro, but it's just ridiculous, man. And this is what I'm saying. These are the people that people watch, but when you have real people like us on the panel, it's like we struggle to get 50 people watching at a time or 100 people or whatever.
Right.
It's ridiculous, man. So I feel exactly what you're saying.
It's ridiculous, and I see it happen all the time. And it's like, some of these big YouTubers are okay. I've talked to some of them; they're decent people. They talk to little channels. They don't look at your numbers and be like, oh, I can't talk to you, you're not up there. But it's like, if you want to get noticed by these bigger people, you do notice. They won't acknowledge you unless you're as big as them or up there. They look at your numbers. They look at us like we're numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to interact with those dudes. They ain't gonna look at you unless you're close to their sub count or bigger. They won't acknowledge you.
100%. And Widow says, sounds like someone I know. Yeah, I know, because you went through your stuff already with one of those channels already, right?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah?
Right. So that's the thing and it's like when you get to that level, and I think this, me personally, like when you get to that level and you find that you have a lot of people watching you, then you gotta even be more careful with the shit that you do.
You're gonna scrutinize out the ass.
By the way, I'm not gonna say names because I know who you should talk about, and I don't want to give them airtime with my breath. I said enough about them. But the problem with that type of group, and they're more like them out there, is that what they do is they will acknowledge the small channels because they're basically trying to build their own little army, their own little community of people, of yes men. And if you are, and that's what they do. They give us breathing air because they want to use us for their own agendas. And I've experienced that the same as with her as well. And it's like it's sad. It's sad and it's disgusting that this is what they do. Like they need this. This is their life. So they have to fabricate bullshit to keep that life going, where you have genuine people.
Mm-hmm. I think it's, I mean, I don't really follow any big channels, so I don't know about like dramas concerning them. But I think the thing that's interesting that I've noticed is how diversity of views gets you lower views. So if you've got a diversity of views on your channel, you say there's a topic, right, and you bring on somebody who has the one view on it and another person who has another view, etc., and you actually have a discussion about it or a heated debate sometimes, people are much less likely to watch you than if you just have an echo chamber around you, right? An echo chamber that reflects the exact views that your viewership has. So it seems like these guys are attracting a bunch of people who exist, who exist these days, unfortunately, who hate women. And it's really bizarre because it's like I don't know that it's such a strange phenomenon that I've seen.
I don't know how you can fucking hate women, bro. I don't know. I don't get it.
For a long time, but you get to see it like crystallized with YouTube. But there's just a general distrust, hatred, whatever of women. I think it's based on, I guess I don't know, they don't get laid, or I don't know what it is. I don't know
why
what
they hate women?
Situation is.
Do you know why they hate us?
Why do you think?
Because we have mouths, right? We have mouths. We like to use them, and not the ways that they want, right? They want us to sit there and just look pretty, but they don't want to hear our opinions. If we have opinions, they can't have that. They can't have a woman with a brain. It scares them because they need to be the men in the room. And if a woman is more of a man than a man is, they got a problem with that. But that's not a woman's problem. If we are more of a man than you, then that's your problem. You need to man up.
Yeah.
Facts, 100%.
I mean,
And
I think that's part of it, but I do think like these channels, right? Like where it's like, oh, we're an alpha male and we're getting all these girls and we're going to tell you about it. The kind of guys that they attract are guys who hate women, probably because they have a problem communicating with women themselves, right?
communicating,
So
or they
when
can't
they can't,
stand.
when they don't, yeah,
No,
go
go
on.
ahead. No, finish.
Go.
No, I was gonna
No,
say
and
communicating, or
Mhm.
I
Go,
was gonna say
go, go.
communicating, or they can't handle a strong woman.
Yeah, probably either one of the two. But like I'm just saying that because they might have a problem communicating with women, they otherize women. They become like so other to them that they, I don't know, like it becomes something where they're assuming or predicating, or sorry, giving women these characteristics that I don't think generally women have. Like, oh, all women are like just into men with money or something like that, or all women are, do you know what I mean? Are like materialistic, or all women just care about this, and they ascribe those views to women, and it's just like, dude, if you just go and talk to women and like just like
There's some
normal,
men. There's
like
some gold digger men
you're
though.
not gonna. No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's not all women
Right.
like, like at
Right.
all,
Right, and they
and the
make it
women they have on the show as well are the type of women that that
that
reflect that
proves their point.
specific,
Right,
right?
that proves their point. Like that's why I said they never have no real men, and they keep bringing up this stat. And ever since the first time I heard it, I'm like, that stat is bullshit, right? Because their stat is like, oh, 80% of the women are the ones who start a divorce, and I'm like, okay, that may be true. But what is the context to the women doing divorces? Like, do you expect a woman who's being abused every day by her husband to stay in that? Do you expect a woman who doesn't want a man that cheats on her and the man's cheating on her? Do you expect her to stay in that? So yes, I mean, you can't always put the blame on women. We as men have to take the blame for some of the shit that we do.
Yeah.
Because men don't have the cojones to do it. Women do.
But the thing is, it doesn't. This is the thing. Men think that if they let their guard down, that they're weak, and that's honestly, I can't blame men for that because that's their upbringing. Because back in the day, that's what it was. If you were a man, you couldn't cry. If you were a man, you had to man up.
Oh,
And
we
take up,
squashed all that in
right,
one of our shows,
right.
Peggy.
But
Absolutely.
men aren't allowed
Hello.
to be emotional, and that's the problem. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't blame that aspect on men, but because of that stigma, right? Because men are supposed to be perceived a certain way, women are supposed to be perceived in a certain way. That's the problem. People are human, so you could have men that act more
Facts.
like bitches than women do. Sorry,
Facts.
there are some men out there that are straight up bitches,
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
and there are boss ass bitches out there.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm sorry if these men that we're talking about, this is what is small PP energy. I'm gonna just say it. It's small PP
Facts.
energy. I'm
Facts.
sorry, y'all overcompensate for something. You're small PP.
Facts. And I said, and I even said that when I did the thing. I'm like, listen, like we are all humans. Like someone said, oh, you shouldn't cry in front of a woman, and I said, no, that's not true. That is not true. Yes,
Women
there.
love it.
Right. And there may be some women who don't. There may be some women who may look at it as weak. But again, that's not all women. So there's some women that you can cry in front of and they will fucking be there, hug you, support you, baby. I got your back. Don't worry. So you can't just generalize, say, yo, you can't cry in front of women. No, we are human beings. And I say this again, if you're hurting and you keep holding that shit in, one day you are going to explode. And you are going to explode on the wrong person because it's usually the one that is standing by your side who you explode on. And we
Listen,
as men can't do that.
I'm gonna say this. If a
No.
man is crying over me, I know he loves me. I know that man is passionate about me. If we get into a heated argument about something stupid and I'm about to walk out that door and my man crying because he's upset that made me upset because I'm leaving, then I know he loved me. That's how I feel. Like, I mean, I know he means it. When a man cries, he means it. Now, don't get me wrong.
Facts.
Don't get twisted. If a man's crying because he done whooped your ass, then you need to just walk or keep it walking. But you know, some men, if they're crying to you because they love you and they're emotional, if they propose to you, they start crying. They mean that shit.
Facts. And you can't look at them as
I tear up a little bit every time Anza leaves the room, and you know, so
Listen, I dated
What's
a dude.
going on here?
I dated a dude where all he did was cry. That was a little much. Like
it can be a little too much too, right? There could be some men, and that's where you get into like the bitch man shit, right? Where every little thing you're crying about, you know what I mean? And like, no, but there are certain things where, as men, yes, if you have to cry, let that shit out, man. Shit, I've cried during fucking movies, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that shit. And I started saying to
Titanic,
myself,
right?
"What's wrong with you, man? It's only a
Titanic.
movie."
I mean,
Titanic, right?
No,
I
not
knew a
Titanic.
dude.
Don't
I
lie.
know a dude who lost his mom. Okay, he lost his mom, and he refused to cry. And I'm sitting there like, "Why won't you cry?" He's like, "I just don't want to." I'm like, "No, bro, you lost your mom. You better shed a freaking tear. What's wrong with you? Like, that's not something you don't cry over. You shouldn't be afraid to not cry because you're a man. You have to be strong. No, when your parent dies, you don't gotta be strong. I don't care who you are. You let that shit out. You don't ever hold in those tears from losing somebody you care about. That's insane, you know." I mean, hell, I had a man who
I
cried
don't think
over
you're
losing
always holding in tears. Like I didn't cry when my mother died, and it wasn't like because I didn't want to or whatever. It was just it was a lot to process, and
No, I feel you.
I have a cousin.
It's not. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
I was gonna say I have a cousin who, when his father died, like he didn't shed a tear, and I was like, "Bro, are you okay? You good, man?" And I was like, "Yo, man, you like if you gotta let it out, bro." And he just wouldn't do it. But when my mom died and my dad died, I cried like a baby. I cried like a baby. I got down when my mom was in the hospital and she was dying of cancer. I was taking a shower and I was crying and I got down on my knees and I begged for God to save her life. Right? I did that shit. You know what I mean? Those the thing. So as a man, we gotta be able to let our feelings out, man. And it ain't nothing wrong with that.
I know, but I think sometimes. Yeah, go on, bro.
Well, I was gonna say your reason is logical. See, I understand because when my mom passed away too, it took me a bit to process, and I get that. Everybody mourns differently, but if your reason for not crying for your parent being gone is because you have to be strong or you have to look, you can't cry in front of people. Nah, bro.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Anyone who gives you a hard time for crying because you lost a parent would get punched in the face straight up from me, like dead ass. I would punch you. I'm sorry, you're gonna be upset because this person's crying over his dead parent. Get out of here.
No, absolutely. the whole time I wished I was crying. Like I wished I had cried. It was just it wasn't that I was like, oh, I'm too manly to fucking cry or something. It was just there was a lot going on. It was overwhelming. I had such a complicated relationship with my mother. Like the last 2 weeks, I was basically like, she died of cancer as well, and I was basically just sleeping at the hospice. Like I just stayed with her like the whole time. So I definitely was an emotional wreck in many ways, and yet wanting to take as much time as I could with her. But
absolutely,
it was just, I don't know. It's weird.
I don't. Hell no, Mads. Hell no, Mads.
What she said?
What did Mads say?
You didn't see what she said? That her father had passed away, and her ex didn't let her cry. Bro, he would. First of all, that's why he's an ex. Thank God he's an ex, because hell no, like
I didn't even know something like that is possible.
Dude. If that's the type of crap I'm talking about.
Oh, absolutely. Right. So the same thing happened one time with my son's mother. You know what I mean? My mom was losing weight and whatever. Right. And my son's mother seen that and was like, listen, I'm going to take you to the hospital. Took her to the hospital. Right. I went to work that day. She called me up and she's like, Nzo, you need to come to the hospital. You know, so I'm like, why? What's going on? And it's like, oh, your mom either has gallstones or cancer. So I'm like, fuck, I know it ain't gallstones, right? So I leave work, boom, I go to the hospital. And as I'm getting in, I see her walking in, right? And I'm like, okay, where's she? And she's like, oh, don't you cry. And I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Like, I'm just finding out my mom has cancer. What do you expect me to do? Like, be happy about that. And her point was not to let my mom see me cry, which I understood that. But at the end of the day, like, yo, this is my mom, man. Like, you know what I mean? I know what's gonna happen. So it's hard for me, especially as being an emotional person, it's hard for me to hold those emotions in. It's hard.
Yeah.
Right.
So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna put in like the 10-minute warning, guys. And if you have anything else you want to talk about, go right ahead. Nerdman, did you have anything you wanted to say, or
What to you?
no, about anything?
About anything?
No, I really don't want to know what you have to say about to me or about me. So let's keep it to the conversation.
I've got a few things to say about you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, well, no, not really. I was interested in this conversation, but yeah, I don't know. So, like, men being emotional, I think everyone's emotional. I don't like this term, like, women are emotional and men aren't emotional. I think there's a difference between the way men express emotions and the way women express emotions. And perhaps you would say that women can be more nurturing, more caring. This is a characteristic that is true of them. That includes certain expressions of certain emotions as well. And I think men may be, I wouldn't say necessarily more competitive, but I think competitiveness comes with us as well, and as well as certain anger and whatever. I mean, if you just look at it like statistically, if you think of something like homicide, right? If women are more emotional, you'd probably think women would commit homicides more than men, because like generally the reason people kill people is for some kind because they lose control of their emotions, right? So if women are less able to control their emotions, why don't they kill more, right? Like men kill more because they express certain emotions more than women, right? So I don't know it's too useful to say women are more emotional. I've always found that kind of problematic as a kind of way of talking about it.
Women are more expressive with their emotions.
Right.
Men
There, I
are
was gonna say
more
that.
subjected, you know?
Yeah.
It's a
I was gonna
sign
say
of
that.
weakness.
Yeah.
And I think it's more a sign of strength that you could be you rather than worry about what somebody else thinks about you.
Facts.
Roberto nailed it.
It's internalizing versus externalizing emotion. Like women will internalize well, I'm not saying women, I'm just saying this is how
in general, you're right. We're not talking about all women.
Yeah, like men will tend to express their emotions outwardly. So, i.e., you're not gonna see them crying. They might do something other than that, like something physical or whatever, to express their emotions. Whereas I think women internalize emotions a lot better, so they can actually, whether it's cry or maybe it's like they're more likely to suffer from depression or other kind of things like that. I don't. Sorry, go on. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
Well, I was just gonna say, I would think the issue more for me, what I feel is the problem, and this is just my personal opinion, is I feel like the women are emotional about things that men usually aren't. And that to me, it seems like that's why men will say women are more emotional than they are, because there are things that women will be emotional about that men won't be emotional about. And because of that, they're like, oh, women are always just emotional. It's like, no, we're emotional about things
what's
that
the
men
example?
aren't. Like
an example.
Sometimes women will be emotional about like something like, oh, I got into it with this girl at work and then now I'm emotional about it and she's crying about it. And then men will be like, oh, well, this is how I do things at work. I don't care why you being an emotional girl about it. Like, there's certain things that women will care about that men won't. And I get that. Like, for instance, women care about their looks sometimes more than a lot of men. Some men aren't too as worried about their appearances as women are,
Not
so
me.
So if a woman is upset, like, oh, I feel like I'm fat, or they'll gain a few pounds, they're very upset about gaining a few pounds. Where men, when they gain a few pounds, they're not as worried about it. I mean, some are. Don't get me wrong. Some will, especially the older you get. The older you get, I'd say it's more of a young man's issue. Like younger men have a faster metabolism usually, and then it starts slowing down when you hit the age of 30, right? So obviously, when men look at their appearances, they're not caring about as much as women do. We have to have our eyebrows plucked, our hair did. We have to be thin and things like that. So when we gain a few pounds, yeah, we're gonna cry about it, feel like unattractive, whatever. Men will be like, I don't see the problem. I find you attractive. All right, you find us attractive, but you still don't understand that we need to find ourselves attractive. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100%. I agree with you 100%. And that's
always nice to get a woman's perspective,
Absolutely. And that's why I'm glad you came on. Once again, because you bring something to the show for sure. Nerd Man, you do too, but sometimes you talk a lot of shit, but it's all good.
Why?
You're my boy.
You always have to qualify it with some insult. What the fuck is it? Can't you just say, like, I'm your boy, I'm cool or whatever, and just leave
you are. You cool.
It's all right,
boy. You're full of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But
that's also
real.
true, Mads. Mads actually makes a good point. I just want you to highlight her comment too, because she's also female. She represents, and that's true too. Men do care about appearances differently than women. That's true too.
Mm-hmm. Some men, you know what I mean? Sometimes, we don't care about how we look, but then there's sometimes where it's like, yeah, no, like.
But the problem too, Enzo, is if you care about your looks too much, then you get labeled homosexual. My uncle, that happened to my uncle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Me and my uncle, we went to go get our eyebrows threaded. Well, I went to go get my eyebrows threaded. And now my uncle...
Did you see Roberto's face?
Yeah, I did see Roberto's face. I went to go get my
eyebrows
that
was a reflex. Sorry.
I went to go get my eyebrows threaded. And my uncle was with me, and his eyebrows were looking kind of rough, and he was like, he looked at me, he's like, should I get my eyebrows threaded? I was like, yeah, why not? You should. You're getting a little unibrow, bro. You need to get them threaded, have them fix it up a little bit. So he got his eyebrows threaded, and when he saw his girlfriend, his girlfriend was mad at him. And I'm like, why are you mad at my uncle for wanting to look good? I don't understand why you're mad at him. Like, all he wanted to do was, he had a unibrow, girl. What you mean? Like, he wanted to get rid of his unibrow.
I could tell you why. Because men's eyebrows aren't supposed to be clean. Like, it's not supposed to be like Shaggy DA, but at the same time, when it's like precisionally done, it just changes the look of the face. I find
interesting.
I find it look less manly. Like, I don't know what a manly look looks like, and I'm not trying to stereotype anything, but if any guy does his eyebrows, I can pick it off from an airplane almost.
Interesting.
Listen, Roberto,
I have something.
Does it make sense, though?
No, it makes sense, but Roberto, listen. When I tell you my uncle needed his eyebrows done, that man needed his eyebrows done.
Groucho marks across his forehead.
It was bad, and I'm sitting there like, please do something with his eyebrows. But his girl was mad, and I'm like, bro, did you not see my uncle before he had his eyebrows? Are you into caterpillars? Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Was he like the brow in LA?
Yo, he had a unibrow, like straight unibrow. Like, you need to do something about that. It was embarrassing for me, and I'm like, no, get your eyebrows done. And she got mad at him. I was like, bro, what? My uncle wants to look good. Why is it a problem?
Right. And if I can
I ask something?
Yeah, absolutely. Just one more question, one more thing. I would say
perspective.
Yeah, just one thing. If I had a unibrow, I would shave it too. That's all I'm saying. I would not want to have a unibrow.
I would just cut the middle.
Right? Yeah.
All around.
Nah, he needed a shape. Them things were all over the place. Because
when you shape, you get that outline, that faded outline, and then you're like, oh no.
See, not everyone can have natural, beautiful eyebrows like you, Roberto. I'm sorry, but my uncle needed the help.
Actually, might put some Dax to keep that shit in line. You gotta put on some makeup for the camera, right? I put some Dax on there.
Go ahead, Nerdman, ask a question.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is kind of a redundant question because all women are different. But like, do you find that women have like a problem dating guys who are like, say there's like a bisexual guy, but he's like a manly kind of bisexual guy, but just in virtue of him being bisexual, there'll be a kind of issue there.
Are you talking
know
about
what
like a guy who like comes off as bisexual, like, or he comes off like he's
a
He
straight
just
male,
comes
but
off. It just comes off as a guy. Like I don't know whether
a straight male, but he's bisexual.
he could have some feminine qualities, but generally speaking, he's just
what's
like
the term? What is the term? I know what you're talking about. There's a term for it. It's men who like kind of take care of themselves a lot and kind of like
metrosexual.
Yeah, metrosexual. Like a metrosexual. Is that what we're talking about?
Well,
Like-
yeah, we could
like
start off with
every
that.
day.
We could start off with that, but then
You didn't know about that, Roberto?
more in general.
Oh wow, okay.
More in
It's like
general,
having sex
just
on the
like-
metro.
So first, let's give Roberto quick before I answer that. Roberto,
Yeah.
so a metrosexual isn't like a homosexual. It's just a guy who's like takes very good care of himself, like very
Okay.
like he does his eyebrows. Maybe he'll get a manicure.
Comes off
Manicure, pedicure.
It'll
Yeah.
come off as like he might be, but it's just a straight guy who just likes to be nice. But
Right,
to answer your question, I think when it comes to sexuality with women, I would say most women I've encountered and most women I've talked to are more open to men who are like, I don't think they care that much about sexual orientation to that degree. Like I know a lot of straight women who kind of come off as bisexual themselves, but that doesn't necessarily mean they are. Like I've gone to clubs where women are just drunk and fascinated with my big boobs. Okay, let's just be real. Women love boobs. Like women
That's
love
why we have a
Right.
still image there.
Yes. Other women
So
like
you literally so saggy melons is okay. All right, got it.
I didn't want to put two and two together. I'm old
But no,
enough to know. I
I've
just
had a lot
listened.
of,
might be
I've had
something
a
else,
lot
but-
of women. A lot of women ask me, "Can I touch your boobs and stuff?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but they're not gay. They're not like lesbians or anything.
They're
They
curious.
just that's just curious. Like that's what they are. If they don't have big boobs, they want to touch other big boobs. But anyways, as far as
Interesting.
dating men who are bisexual, I don't think it's a real issue. I think it's like any other relationship. You know, I'm pansexual and I currently have a straight male partner. So that doesn't bother
Could you
him
give me
at
an
all.
update on that one too, please?
I mean, that doesn't bother him at all. So I would imagine, like for most women, I think, yeah, I would say it would determine on a woman's comfortability with that. But overall, I for me, it doesn't bother me. Even
what's
And
before I came out.
pansexual is women, trans,
No. A pansexual is just a person who just has no sexual preference. Like, so I could be with a man.
Open.
Yeah, so I could
Okay.
be with a man, a woman who used to be a man who used to be a woman,
Okay.
whatever they
Right,
identify,
got you.
it doesn't matter to me. So it's like you basically
Damn.
just have no preference. Of
I
who
am
you
really. I just when I thought I was in the loop, we've gone many months without me having to explain any special words. Now I feel like an idiot
No,
again.
that's what I
Roberto, if
I
it makes you
figured
feel
it.
better, I'll dumb it down. Pansexual.
No, I
is
got
just a-
you. It's
it's
just
a
I didn't know
bisexual with
prior to
extra
you
steps.
telling me.
Yeah.
But I got you. It's open
Yeah.
to everything.
Yeah, open to everything,
Yeah.
basically. So, I mean, I was like that. At first, I thought I was bisexual, but after talking to a bunch of people in the LGBTQ community, they're like, "No, you sound more like a pansexual." I was like, "What's that?" I had to figure out that too. And they're like, "No, this is what a pansexual is." Like, yeah, that's me. That's me.
Did you see?
I'll be with anyone.
Someone with an insecurity issue cannot date either one of you because the field just broadens. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm jealous of my girl cheating with a guy, if she's bisexual, then it could be a guy or a girl, so that group just grows. And in your case, it's limitless. It's like I would be going nuts.
So I got a question. Yeah, go ahead, Sagi.
Oh, I was
first,
gonna
and
say
I got a question.
I was gonna address the love food person's comment because
Yeah,
here's
go
the
ahead.
thing, that you're not a real man. See, here's the thing, women, when you're getting into an argument, especially, we're out for blood. We want to hurt you. So
Yeah.
we're gonna say things to hurt your ego.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're gonna say
Tongue
you're not a real
lash.
man.
That's what they say.
It's
Tongue
literally-
lash.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
literally just a way to hurt your ego. It doesn't mean we don't really think you're not a real man. We just want to hurt your
Hurt
ego,
you.
and that's
Mhm.
you know. So
Right.
They don't hurt
Because
you physically.
and you're
they hurt
really,
you
really
mentally.
good at
It's
it.
worse.
yeah.
You're really, really good at
Oh,
it. as
women
well.
women are the best at that, bro. Women are the best at that. Trust me. You know what I mean? You could think that you have the upper hand, and then she'll just say, "Oh, you got a little dick." And even though it ain't true, that shit is like, "What the fuck, yo, fuck you," and you know what I mean? So yeah, they get your
Trigger
ego,
words.
man.
Trigger words.
no,
You've
it's
got a
funny
little
because
dick.
Because my trigger word for straight men is the F slur. And the reason why I say it, and I apologize all the time, but I explain why I say it, because I get so mad sometimes, it comes out my mouth. And the reason why that's my go-to word is because when you say that word to straight men, that offends them more than that word was meant
Really?
to offend. Yeah.
I laugh at it.
That wouldn't offend me.
It's such a soft thing you could
Oh,
throw at me, you know?
no,
The
that
F
word,
word, the 3-letter
oh,
one?
that F slur.
Is
Oh
that
my
the
God.
3-letter one I'm thinking?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you
No,
say
I
it,
would
well,
laugh at that.
but see,
yeah.
some straight men, they get so triggered by that, and it
I
makes me
used to get
laugh.
triggered by being called weird. Now I'm proud to be weird. I
You
don't
know
want to
what
be like
triggers me?
everybody else.
It triggers me, and one of my ex used to do this all the time, and she didn't mean it that way, but I had to tell her when she first said it. Like, you know, she would say, "Oh, meaning saying you're a joker," but she would say, "You're a joke." Oh, you're a joke. Like, no, don't you ever fucking call me a joke. It's like, if you want to say I'm a joker, no problem. But when you say I'm a joke, that
Right.
irks me, right? That one,
Bro.
and called a punk. Like, when you're like, "Oh, you're a punk." Yeah, that's like, who fucking call him punk?
Pause, because we got another one. We got another one in the chat. I have to. I know you're trying to end, but I can't. I
Yeah,
can't.
go
I
on.
can't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bro,
Go ahead.
hold on. Let me sit up for this one. Hold on. Pause. First of
Wow.
all, because I know what you're talking about. We're not here giving advice, and I'm not giving advice to men about how to be better men. That's your problem. And the fact that you're saying you're better off asking your father how to be a man is exactly the problem. I'm not trying to give you advice on how to be a better man. Here's the thing. When you're in a relationship with someone, don't you want to be better at being in relationships with people? So to do that, you have to communicate. You have to ask the woman you're with what she likes, what she doesn't like, what you can say, and vice versa. It's a partnership. There's a
Right.
difference. So here's the thing. Maybe you should go to your grandfather and ask him how to be a man, because you're acting like a bitch in this chat. And I've seen the stuff you're saying. And the problem I'm having with you is you're literally being the misogynistic person we're talking about right now. Oh, don't ask a woman for advice. Why? Because I'm telling you what women like versus what we don't like. Because if I'm telling you that I don't want you to take me out to dinner and pay for my dinner, we can switch off. Or maybe I'm telling you as an advice to a woman, not all women like certain things that men do. Not all women are the same. Not all men are the same. So for you to sit there and say, you should ask your father, your grandfather how to be a man. Guess what? Your grandfather and your father ain't gonna tell you how to be a man. They'll tell you how to be the man they are, not how to be your own man. There's a big difference. There's a big
Word.
difference.
And when you're in a relationship, right, it's a 50-50 give and take. So obviously, yeah, you have to have that conversation with your partner, because there may be some things that you do that she don't like, and or you may do things that she don't like, and you have to have that open conversation to keep that relationship fresh and keep it going. There's nothing wrong with getting advice from your woman on how to make her happy. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. Everybody's different. That's why I was getting triggered and watching this person type, because I'm sitting here like, you do realize, like, it's not a generalization here. Every man is different. Roberto is a different man than Enzo. Enzo is a different man than Nerdman. Nerdman is a different man than you. You're your own men. But we're talking about the problem with the generalization in the way that men and women perceive each other when nobody's giving anyone advice. But that's why I was getting mad, because I'm sitting here like, you're sitting here telling people to go to their dad. No, here's the thing. Older men have wisdom. That's true. However, at the end of the day,
Well, thank you.
they're only going to give you wisdom based on their life experience. But their life experience isn't going to be your experience. This is a new generation. Your fathers and your grandfathers came from a different decade where
Right.
women only belonged in the kitchen. Guess what? Times are changing. Your father and your grandfather were living in a world where gay marriage was never even a thing that was ever going to happen. And guess what? It happened. So no, you cannot sit there and depend on older men's advice on how to live your life, because you walk in your shoes. Your father's not walking in your shoes. You're walking in your own shoes. Be your own
As a man,
person.
Sagi, what you could do is just try and, like Anzo said previously, set a foundation and let your child build off of it. You
Yes.
can't build the whole thing, but you
Right.
can build a little
Exactly.
foundation
Right.
by giving them good points and morals, respect and all of that,
I
and
think
then you do you.
I think older men and women have good advice. I don't know what's the distinction. Like my mother had good advice. My mother
I
had good
would take
advice.
advice from an older woman
My
before an
sister
older
had good
man.
advice. My brother has good advice. It's like I don't know what the distinction is. Some people just have shit advice, whether they're a woman or a
Right.
man. Like
Right.
it's
Facts.
like
You got
it's
that
not
right.
it's not a gender specific thing.
No.
That's like going to your dad who was raised to be racist, so he's a racist. So go to him for advice to how to be a racist. Like, come on now, like this is ridiculous. This is a
Or how
ridiculous
to
thing.
communicate with other races. It's like
Right. Be your own person. Like it's nice to get advice when you need it. Like maybe you need some life advice about how certain people deal with certain situations. That's fine. But if you're sitting there saying, "Don't take an advice from a woman, go to your dad," it's like, what? What?
I agree 100%.
What does philosophical pickle? What do you need to get off your chest about me?
Do we even want to know? But with that being said, guys, Roberto, he has to wake up early tomorrow. We would go longer, but he has an early day, so we're gonna start it. We're gonna start to
You can
close
put it
up.
on me. That's right. It's on me.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on you.
Thing.
But I was
He's
gonna
gotta
also
get
why are you putting it on him, bro?
hold on,
I'll
guys.
stay with you.
Hold on. What I was also going to say is because I'm the night owl, I am going to finish the Fresh and Fit shit. So if you guys want to come and join over there, if Nerdman, you want to come over there, K-Dot said he's going to come over there. Sag, if you want to come over there and we break down that fucking bullshit video, you guys are more than welcome to do so.
All I can say is
I don't know if I want to roast those dudes too hard.
What's
I
that?
hope to see you one day, Saggy Melons.
Yes, someday.
I don't know how you
see
put
it.
that still image up. I'd like to do that myself. Because,
I'll teach you.
I was thinking of doing that, but then I said, why don't I just do a podcast? But
well, it's really easy. I found this out by accident.
Do you show yourself on your channel, or is it just like your picture? Like
sometimes, very rarely, but I want to have like a cool setup like Nzo and Roberto have, so I can.
I like what you got. I would like to do what you do sometimes.
I've got.
I don't know how to do it
anyway.
But also, it's like I tell people all the time, like I just like to I'm in my pajamas, my hair's a mess. I'm enjoying just having the talk. I don't want to have to get all prettied up to be on camera.
Right, because it's different for us, right? I could go throw on a hat, throw on a t-shirt, boom, right?
This is what we do.
Right, but I've seen Ashley, she's like, oh, my hair, you know what I mean? I don't want to use my headset.
That's what I'm saying. That's
the widow's always on point when she comes on, though.
Oh, I've never seen Ashley look nothing but stunning.
Yeah, of course, right.
Her lipstick is her lip game. The lipstick game is flawless.
Oh, really?
I don't know how she blazes and keeps them so shiny.
No, she does. I'm telling you.
That's a trick, yo. That's a talent.
Ashley's tight. You're right. Ashley's tight.
Yeah.
She knows.
You ain't never gonna see Ashley on
You're getting your props. You're getting your props.
You ain't never gonna see Ashley on cam looking nothing but flawless. Trust me.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And if she knows. And if she knows that her headset is gonna mess up her hair, she will not put that fucking headset on. She'll just like, no, I'm not putting on my headset. Trust me.
I know her. I trust me. I know. I've seen her on cam. I see her, and she always looking pretty. She's always ready to go. That's why I said when I get there, I'll get there. But thank you for having me. Thank you. I'm sorry I was a little late, tardy to the party, but thank you for having me on.
No problem. I'm glad you came on, Nerdman. I'm also glad you came on as well. I'm gonna let you guys shout out your channels before we close it up. Sagis, talk to your channel. Talk about your channel.
I was just gonna say that.
Go ahead, Roberto.
When Mads was on the show and she stood up real close to the camera, I almost fell off my chair too.
Whoa!
Do you remember that one? Yeah, I was like,
what stream was that on? Wait, let me go back. What stream was that on? I need to see that one.
Yeah.
When she popped onto the O.O.C.
Yes, that was the show.
I will have to, and I'm gonna put Roberto on blast, and that's why he said Saggy. He's a Tetas man, right? he's a Tetas man. So
I got him tatted. Hold on, let me get my hat on. Pause.
Uh-oh. Tata's
I'm not gonna
coming
show
up.
him. Jeez.
Oh,
Never
well,
be
I
so
mean, not.
curious. You'll get an exclusive. You'll get an
I
exclusive.
was like, what?
What's going on?
What?
What's happening
Hold on,
right
nerd man.
now?
Don't ruin
Okay.
it. Hold on.
Well, I ain't gonna show the whole thing because I was gonna say. I mean, I'm not trying to do all that. You get freaking demonetized real quick. Hold on, let me get this off. There. That's
With your hat on.
Get
Yeah,
to see you
exclusive.
finally.
Hello.
Exclusive.
Yes.
Hold on. Let me do this. There you go. Boom. There's
Bam.
Mr. Saggy
And I was gonna say
Melons.
because I have the
Tattoo.
chest piece.
Lovely.
Yeah, the tattoo. But yes,
Oh,
I'm
so
not
you
afraid
got
to get
the
on
wrong
camera.
impression of what he meant by tatas. It wasn't a tattoo.
Oh no, she knew.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm not afraid to get on camera. It's just I don't have. I'm on my bed, so like I don't have like a cool setup and stuff. I got a green screen here that I don't even use for nothing. So it's like it just sits up there. It's a sheet at this point. But I'm not afraid to get on camera.
Hey, don't worry about that. Like I was using a shower curtain at
Now
one
we
point
know
for
you
my
live.
green screen.
Respect.
I was using a shower curtain, so it is what it is, man. You do what you gotta do, you know?
Right.
Let me
Yeah.
ask you, was that painful? Because they say women could take those tats much easier than a man could.
Oh yeah, it was four sessions for this.
Wow.
Oh,
I
wow.
have,
Yes.
yeah, I have
But it's right on like the bone there. Doesn't that
Yeah.
hurt?
Like
Oh,
near
yeah,
the
this whole
collarbone.
thing.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
this whole thing hurt. Yeah,
Yeah.
it goes all the way.
I got my tattoo, man. It's right here on my arm, but it doesn't hurt. Like people, oh my god, it's not excruciating pain, but it was enough pain to say I ain't doing it again because they were doing little spots and I can feel the picks in my neck. I'm like, you're fucking doing my arm. Why am I feeling the picks in my neck? You know what I mean?
Let them touch, like they did my down by my wrist, and they started touching my wrist, but the bone. Oh my god! Because I've had it on my arm up here. When they start touching bone, that's a whole different ballgame, yo.
Yeah, you see, I can't.
And when they're putting in color,
I have a low tolerance to pain. If I burn myself,
Where's
you guys will be.
Let me see your tattoo. Where is it?
Mine?
Yeah, where is it?
Right here.
that's the easiest spot right there. Mine.
Wow.
That was the easiest one for me on my shoulders.
Yeah, your camera just went way down, Roberto. What happened?
This one.
Oh, nice.
This back piece.
Okay.
So I got that one that says dragon and kanji, and then hold on, I'm trying not to give you all.
Oh, wow.
And then I have this one.
Nice.
Yeah, the
So, yeah.
shoulders is real easy. See, I got mine on my forearms.
That's where my son got his on his forearm too.
And they put such color in there, man.
I've got a little itty bitty one on my arm, but it's a sad, pathetic.
I have
my
daughters.
This is a rare.
I couldn't take it.
Oh shit, that's your daughter, Roberto?
Both of them.
You got portraits of your daughter now? Oh
yeah. Oh, this freaking camera, man.
What the hell just happened there?
I don't think I ever
weird.
Did I ever see that one on your arm before? I don't think I ever seen.
Yeah, I got that before I got the ones on my forearm.
Okay. Yeah, because
I dedicated my arms to my daughters.
Right. Mine is dedicated to my parents, right? So it's a cross, and in the banner it says Donna and Hodge, and on top it says in loving memory. So I figured when I got my first tattoo, it was going to be for something important, and it was for my parents, which I want to get it touched up.
Has to be significant, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have no regrets.
Right.
Mine, I was staying at these, it was like these slam poets' house, and one night they were just doing like tattoos with each other. They had their own little tattoo set. And I was just like, oh, can you just so I know how it feels or whatever, can you do like a little one? And they put an arrow on me, and I was like, what does it mean? And they said, it means please enter.
Oh my god. All right, Saggy, tell the people about your channel.
Saggy Melons with a Z. I do stuff and things.
Yeah. Good stuff and things. Make sure you check out the
I know how you
man.
feel. That's usually me.
Nerdman, you're up next.
I do things and stuff. So yeah, Hot Takes Tuesdays. According to Nzo, I just talk shit on my channel, so I'll leave it at that.
I do too. It's okay.
He put Infinity War and Captain Marvel on the same level. If that's not shit talk, I don't know what the fuck is.
They're about
That's
the
all
same.
I'm saying.
They're
No,
like
bro.
the same movie. They're
Come on,
practically
bro.
the same movie.
Come on, bro. You are out of your fucking mind.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Looks like it's like, really? You like Captain Marvel? Hell to the no. Yeah. Roberto, you are up next, my friend. What's up, Chillmonger? Came in a little late. We're closing up, but I'm going to do Nerdman. I thought he's going to pop in. I don't know if Saggy's going to pop in. K-Dot's going to be there. We're going to break down the part 2 of the Fresh and Fit. I know you were in the chat there, so if you want to come in and join, if you want to come on and be on the panel too as well, let me know, man. Send me a message. Roberto, talk to the people, sir.
I can finally say it. You can check me Monday nights on my show, F the Ego. Had my first show Monday night, had Nzo on there. We revealed some stuff about each other because only we know each other as well as we do. And you can find us here Wednesday night, 10 o'clock, keeping it real, the fire. And hopefully Saturday soon with Danny.
For Square One.
Square
Absolutely.
One.
Once again, I want to thank the guests that came on. You have something to say, Saggy?
No.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to thank the guests that came on here. I want to thank everybody in the chat that came on. And you see, now I'll be messaging Roberto later and be like, hey, that was a fire show, right?
That's right.
That's how we
Saggy
do.
Melons was on, yo.
Yeah.
Brought the
fire.
nerd, man.
Brought the fire.
She
You know what I
revealed
mean?
this lovely visage of hers.
Absolutely.
For everyone.
And always welcome on the channel as you, Nerdman, as well. Once again, I appreciate everybody that came in. We are out.